Guys.
Hey guys, yeah, 2 o'clock on a busy afternoon here as we get into the final couple hours on a Wednesday as we await any sign of life coming out of the SEC and the possibility of an announcement probably after the close tonight. I'm not sure they would do it during equity hours, but we'll see. Never say never. 3.6% here for MARA. I was just going through the list. As far as equities are concerned, crypto-related equities are concerned, most of them having pretty good days. 3.5% here from MARA, as I said, got back below 27 there, was struggling around 27.20 and got faded pretty hard. So a ton of volume, though, at the highs today for MARA on a volume list I keep as well in my back pocket here throughout the day. Bitcoin, meanwhile, still kind of chopping around after that move yesterday. We had the move up, the move down. Now we're back to 46,500, looks like right now. Still kind of grinding away back higher, 0.8 on the session, preparing possibly for more upside to come with any sort of word from the SEC. It's all about tech once again. Google, Microsoft, Meta. Yeah, huge day for Meta. Mark Zuckerberg raising Wagyu beef cattle now, I was reading during lunchtime. Okay, he has not much to do, I guess. NVIDIA 2.2%, delicious, by the way. NVIDIA 2.2% to the upside, leading the chips. Everything else red as far as semiconductors are concerned. Apple still holding on to a slight decline, 0.3%, relatively weak once again, as we said. If you joined us in the first hour this morning, we were talking on Apple and this downgrade that came through this morning. Amazon 1.6%, Walmart, some of the retail names, Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, all higher on the day. Right across the board, a little bit of weakness in banks still ahead of Friday. Remember, earnings to come from Ramin's in a hurry here this afternoon, pushing me along. Wanted to mention this real quick, Ramin, if that's okay. Mizuho maintaining a buy on Meta platforms. That was really the only other note this morning on Meta. OpenAI coming out over lunchtime as well, saying that they'll launch a GPT builder revenue program coming up as well in the first quarter at some point. But that's how the overall market is shaping up as we head, as I said, into the final couple hours here. This afternoon, we were talking crypto mostly this morning, if you're with us in the first hour of the show, getting you set for the open as we always do. Equities higher, guys, right across the board for the most part, but it's all about what is to come from the SEC at some point today.
And put them into manually pair mode and go from there.
Yeah, we got to be better prepared. We got to set our Bluetooth before the show starts. But I'm all good. I can hear you guys as Niels is no longer working like it wasn't yesterday, and we had the same problem. So you talked about better preparation for trading. We got a better preparation for show.
I spent 15 minutes trying to fix it. And then was like, Rob, it's not working.
Yeah,
I didn't say let's work on it right now, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's just Bluetooth.
Guys, we went top to bottom. We got another one right here with DJ Khaled. We didn't trade NVIDIA all day, and people were like, why is this guy not trading NVIDIA? NVIDIA now my #1 symbol on the day right here. VWAP, let's go. We are now $2 in. It's trying to push this 544. That's going to be a level that I'm looking to get out at in and around there, man. It's been a really good trade for NVIDIA as we continue to talk about it. I only had one trade on Coinbase, and it was a great one to the bottom. We did get stopped out early. You guys saw that. Then we just punched it right back and then took it for about 149, I guess, to 145, $4. Ho-hum. That was a good trade there on Coinbase. It did bounce off. We wrote down 144. It's been bouncing off of 144. So that was a good trade down there. Now with Bitcoin obviously up here at 46.6, it just continues to merc higher as well. So yeah, man, great day there. Like I said, MARA has been one of my top stocks. I don't know why I keep ignoring it. There's that $27 level that we had talked about, and good short at 27. You had to hold it 50 cents. 50 cents on this stock, probably worth it. But again, you had to believe in the short. So if you did, well in the money there. But again, MARA with like a huge move, right? When you're going to go bottom 24 up to 27, right? That's 24 to 27. That's $3. So to short in here around 27 to hold it 50 cents, probably okay, but actually went 70 cents. So yeah, that's kind of a tough trade all the way to the top there. I didn't trade MARA, but apparently Paramount right here trying to go as well on some news here. So there goes Paramount straight up to the upside with a nice move. Remember, there was something with them and Warner Brothers happening. Okay, we are now $2 in the money right now as NVIDIA. I might just take a piece at 54. I'm at 544. I'm at 544 flat. So let's see if we get that move upside there for NVIDIA. It's another winner right here. Let's see if we can manage it.
I wasn't even logged into Benzinga, so that just reminded me. Had to close it to reduce the load on Google Chrome. Thank you very much. I did trade Mara today. And we made sure that we tried to stay in the pocket. It was a good short early. Obviously, if you were watching anything, and you're going to see a few charts today that are pretty much identical. Big drops on highly shorted names at the open, and then a hard right turn. Some right before 10 o'clock, some just after 10 o'clock. Whether you're looking at Unity, Affirm, Mara, Coinbase, you name it. Upstart did the same thing, and it was a churn to the upside. I waited till we got to this level, which is 25.5, tried another short there, and then it was just breakout city. I shorted 27 for a tight stop. I think you can work off of, VWAP's a little bit far away here, so there's still a chance that you could pop and fade off to 27. We're expecting the announcement this afternoon, probably after the close. Still could be a sell the news event, but there's plenty of juice in these names. Worth noting, Coinbase, while making a move up, Mara with more of an outsized move than Coinbase. And between the two, Coinbase is the weaker name. And you can see pretty clearly the 151 level has turned into a bit of something. And when there was that tweet by the SEC, when it came back down, 151 was the lower high. At the open, 51, and then it's rejecting 51. It's trying to catch a bid here. If it can't hold on to this, but I think that can be a short area for you on Coinbase.
These semiconductors continue to go. NVIDIA basically right at yesterday's high right now, struggling a little bit, 543. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now, green candles in a row here for NVIDIA on the daily chart. This was kind of interesting. The overall Semiconductor Association, Industry Association, reporting global semiconductor sales rising 5.3% year over year. In November, I was kind of expecting that number to be a little bit higher. There's also obviously CES continuing this week. We had a whole bunch of product announcements over the past couple of days. I haven't seen much in the way of anything today or any more today. Intel was the latest with that AI note, bringing AI into your car in the future. Intel has plans to do that, but more strength, guys, for these.
Patrick wanted me to go over this chart, so let's do it, man. I told you, we made more money on NVIDIA than in the last couple of days than we had thought we would, period. And today, oh, by the way, I also trade buyouts. Look at this. Para, nice little move to the upside right now. As we just go on that one, we get that news, we give it to you, we go long. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy right there on Para. Let's just keep getting it out as it starts to rip up to the top side again. There it goes. Let's go. It's Paramount, and we're trying to take this out for another one right there. Like I said, don't matter the style. I'm going to be here for all of you every single day. All right, NVIDIA, look. It went from the zero to hero. It's the #1 name here. It's NVIDIA. There it is, man. It's 540. We tested that VWAP. We came into it. I was just looking. The market was strong, midday around, you could see it right here, around 12-ish. Market started to get going to the upside. We just believed in the name. We bought it. Came back in, defended the 200 period moving average, bought it on this dip into VWAP. We were going to hold it to this bottom, but yeah. This is what we're doing. We've taken about $50 on NVIDIA the last 3 days. So that's 541 right there, our best out, 544.50. And then right now we reloaded it again, and we're going to watch out what's happening here to the upside as we just missed that 544. Like I was at 544 clean. It went to 543.85 right now. We do have Bitcoin moving around a little bit right here. I did want to talk about it. There are, I guess, some rumors coming out. I don't see anything on my Benzinga right now, but watch out for Bitcoin trying to fly around a little bit. Coinbase, nothing huge. From 152 down to 151. We already took $4 on this name. It's a good trade, but watch out. I have it down here, 46.4. You can see it's really starting to sort of get a little busy there, but not much happening. It's Bitcoin. It'll be fun.
It was just a volume spike, down up on Bitcoin is all I saw. So I think you might see a little bit of that this afternoon. People get a little bit what's the word, antsy, anticipatory, whatever you might want to think about. It wasn't all good for the chips yesterday. It wasn't all good for the chips again today. We identified Micron and Intel yesterday as weak, relatively weak names in the chip space. Micron was down 2 points yesterday. It's down 1 point today. So knew I wanted this one short. Oh yeah, I logged out this afternoon, so the daily chart's gonna be no good. But we did short Micron on the way back up. So we didn't get it at the open. It was down 2 points when they were supposed to be super strong in the chip space. So waited for it to get back into previous resistance levels. I shorted VWAP a couple of times on the way back, so got in, added to it when it failed VWAP there, tried VWAP on the way back up and quickly stopped out. If we get back to 83 or at least 82.80, I'm gonna look to go back to the well. You're still down 1%. I mean, the market, the NASDAQ, I should say, because we loosely refer to the market as the NASDAQ here, but it's absolutely flying, and this one is still heading to the downside. So I still favor short positions on Micron. It's a NASDAQ all-time, oh, no, sorry, fresh high of the day.
And just before you go over here, guys, look at this, man.
There it is.
This is what it's all about. We talked about this para, and that was beautiful trading, man. We talked about that. The news came in, possible buyout from Skydance, Backers, Explore, an all-cash deal to buy these guys. And it's very, very simple the way I trade. Go to volume, find levels, and let's go. It just was popping up into 50s. I was like, okay, we'll take it once and twice, man. We still got some position on right now, but we only have about 30%. Let's see if this one can go to the moon. There it goes, man. Para goes from zero to hero real quick, man. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, there was that, just reading through this note, CBOE apparently saying spot Bitcoin ETFs set to start trading tomorrow. So major exchange, the first one to come out and say that. Let's go to, you're almost hesitant to say anything at this point with the fear of it being another fake tweet. Amazon was on the list this morning as well. A couple things to know. They came out actually while we were on the first hour and announced this. I think it was 500 total job cuts coming through Prime Video and MGM Studios. There was also this. They announced this buy with Prime for Salesforce Commerce Cloud coming out as well. So a couple positive announcements for, that's still NVIDIA, for Amazon today.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll handle this one. Again, look at this, man. Amazon, if you want a sticky note, I mean, there's only so much we can all do over here. We are now $2 in the money on this Amazon trade. We talked about this with Obi back and forth, and there it is. Once, twice, thrice, boom, still in it. No point in getting out. You know, again, we wrote down here exactly what Brendo said. Oh, by the way, go immediately. I got to figure this out. I'm going to have my wife do this a little bit better. We have both the Markets podcast, which we host, and then the Daily Market Recap Show, which we host. Go find that all over my profile, and you'll be good to go on that one. This Vision Pro, by the way, I tweeted it out. This is going to be amazing, I feel like. We'll talk about that on the recap show tonight. What I'm looking for is the sticky note just to show everybody. I don't know, it's lost. But anyways, we had it on Amazon there at one point here today. And look, we just wrote down the exact same thing. New features today with Salesforce. Nice catalyst. Let's go. Oh my God, we are really starting to go. Let's go, man. We are pennies away from grabbing it. And there it is. Bang, right there. We're on this one again. It is a nice move upside. It's NVIDIA. NVIDIA goes, like I said, man, zero to hero. It's all the way up. Good move there. Like NVIDIA over the last couple days, 500 break, 520, 518 reload yesterday. This trade here today, it's like, what a day, what a week for all of these semis, man. And it's also good when you check your account and you're still long all of this. AMD, man, what another ripper up right now today. Look at this market. If you didn't buy the dip, did you miss it? Huge spike up right there as Bitcoin futures are seeing volatility because of these headline ETFs, ETF headlines again, as we continue to talk about that one. But hey, man, it don't even matter to this guy. We just trade price action. NVIDIA has been there and it continues to go upside, man. Amazon, no point in getting out of this one. We're breaking higher and Amazon's just continuing to go. Whether or not you like Affirm today, boom, this was my #1 stock. Amazon today, Coinbase for $4. Intel for a disaster short, not working out. I have 2 red stocks today. So today we're gonna go 1, 2, we're gonna go about 8 and 2. Paramount, Rivian, disaster. SoFi, high of day, bottom of day. You know, so today, once again, is done a pretty good day. Yeah, Patrick, I know I got to figure this out on options when and if we ever get them, because I feel like it could get out of hand if we trade options the same way, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, exactly. There's two things that we're looking forward to on Day Trade the World here. One of them eventually trading some options and Bitcoin. But now we're going to have the ETF starting tomorrow. So
Yes.
we're all going to get a chance to learn on the go. And trust me, we'll be here live and you will get a chance to see us navigate. Well, I'm presuming there's going to be almost the full list this week. Whether they start rolling out one or two at a time, it doesn't matter. We're going to get a couple going through. Now, Amazon, the only difference for me, I had it on my note for the long. My long entry was a little bit deeper on a dip, and then we never came in. My perfect setup, generally speaking, I'll get into it when we talk. If we talk about Uber, I'll talk about Uber. If we get back down the breakout price, I look for a dip a little closer to the breakout price. So it never gave that 151, which in the morning mix, I'm like, I want 150.75. You're not wrong until it breaks down there. So I was willing to buy the dip into that range. Once it breaks out, look for the stair step up. I missed the bid on the dip. I went to find something else. What I found ended up being Uber. I did say if it gets to 155, I'm looking short. Let me give you the daily chart. That's stopping at the 22nd. Let me just go to, I'll just go to trade ideas here. So there's Amazon for you. On the daily chart, it is at a local high, the 155 level. When you pop the daily, the weekly will show you the same thing, but there's room above it. But that 155 was a huge resistance zone. So I'm looking short if we get there today because of how significant that zone is and how parabolic-ish we've gone up into it. So Amazon has been an absolute rocket ship. I said this morning, we get to that top and I'll look to fade it. Oh yeah, we're not showing Juniper for some reason. So I have been trading some Juniper. They're being bought out today, just so you guys know. You'll see me in position here. I am short this one. I was talking to some of the guys. If it gets the closer it gets to 37, 75, and 80, I want to fade this. Deal price 40 bucks. 5% should close in about a year. 5%, roughly $38, right, of premium to the deal price. So I don't think it should get anywhere near that. So as it got close to 38, I am short this one at 67. You might hear me talk about it, but it's not showing on our little position board.
All right, this is the CBOE, whether or not the SEC has approved the ETF. CBOE going to go ahead and do it. ARC21, Invesco, Galaxy, Fidelity, VanEck, Wisdom Tree, and Franklin Templeton all getting the CBOE nod for tomorrow. So all but said and done, it would appear, as far as they are concerned. Let's talk Tesla here. You can finally buy that revamped Model 3 in North America. Not much to do, though, as far as trading today. There was a bounce off that 230, 231 area once again on the daily chart for Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla's been I don't know, it's been a bit of a, I don't want to call it a nothing burger, but it's about to wake up right now at 235. So I could get into dip buy, scalping it, and then not doing the same dip buy again. So, you know, ultimately, I'm not the kind, I don't want to sit here and celebrate like just taking a 1-to-1 for 50 cents on Tesla when the alpha, like if you're a day trader, it's like getting back in here or taking the trade in there again, getting the real stair step to the upside, right? So, you know, it's a winning trade, but I think it was a missed opportunity. But the 235 is being tested as we speak here on Tesla, and that has been the go zone. It was your fade at the open if you're looking short on Tesla. It was your fade at 11 o'clock when everything bottomed out at 10 o'clock. It was your fade at 235 again. Now it's triple topping the 235. And I don't know, this feels like a grip and rip zone for me if my 15-minute chart will load up, just because there's a lot of room if it can find a bid over 35. By the way, we closed at 234.96, so this is also the close price. It's going red to green through that 35 zone. And I see room to 38 as the next significant level. So if this market wants to sniff 17, that's the NASDAQ, get to 1%. Tesla, 35 to 38 seems like a very plausible move here. It hasn't broken. I can sit here and stare at it, and if it doesn't want to take out that top, then so be it. But it looks like it could break any second now on Tesla at this 235 zone.
Oh man, we just come back, you sit down, we get a coffee. Shout out to everybody that's out there. Sit back, relax with me. Like we said, often imitated, never duplicated. Look at NVIDIA, it's $3 now. I don't even have offer. Well, I do. I have an offer at 548. So I think we can get this, man. Like I said, $20 yesterday, 13. Like, I mean, it's going insane. This has been one of the greatest weeks, man. Affirm, Amazon, what are you talking about? Tesla. All right, I'll just go over to Rivian. So again, we're going to be 8-2 today, but we do have Rivian on board, and this will be the worst trade by far for me. This and Intel, we were just wrong, and it all started really, really early when Rivian broke the bottom. And again, I broke my own rules. Rivian and Tesla are nowhere on my sticky note. There's no way it should be my biggest loser today, and it is. Lesson learned, we just kept shorting Rivian. Honestly, man, it's positive only 0.1. I feel like the short has been right, but the market is just going, man, and it's had a hard time resisting, and it just keeps on going to the upside. I still feel like there's a short in here today. We could give it to 1940, but it's not there yet. I'm going to try to make everything back on this trade. So let's wait. Let's try to be as patient as we can. That 1930 looks pretty good, but again, you know, if you're going to take a couple of thousand shares or whatever you guys are going to take, this 1940, like, that's pretty good. And then we had that wick up there. Was that a dark pool wick? Yes.
That's
right
not
about,
real.
No, right about 8 o'clock. So
no, that was the 8. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still not that much volume. But anyways, this is real right here, 1940. So, I don't know, man. We've got a lot. We've got a lot there. Yo, what's up, Chef?
I want to add something to Rivian because I was short Rivian pretty much in the same trade, right? So there's no question it's going to be a bad stock. And I was just essentially shorting it continuously under VWAP looking for the big breakdown. Sometimes you look for that short because underneath, like if it failed, I'm thinking 1850 at a minimum if it fails this low. And the fact that when the market bounced, it was still underneath VWAP, I just want to give stocks like that a chance. To me, this is very similar to catching like a stock where it bases out and you're looking for the long trend. If it goes, you got a home run. Like NVIDIA did that yesterday. And I just thought Rivian underneath there was the same kind of look. So I was willing to take multiple shots. It's not going to be a good name. And the fact that it's flat today does mean it was quote unquote relatively weak, but just relatively weak doesn't mean you can short it and automatically make money. So I'm in the same boat there, but I can't find myself, if I see that same setup again, I'm willing to take it again. I think I would try to just tighten up the execution and not try to go momentum shorts as often as I was. But ultimately, you've got to trade the setups that are there for you because you flip that on its head and then some of the longs where a stock is consolidating higher and you're constantly going into the longs. How many times has that worked on Intel when it was in its upward trend? On Uber the last couple of days in its upward trend. We've seen SoFi do this. We've seen Palantir do similar types of things. So you've just got to trade the patterns, and sometimes they're not going to win. They're not going to lose for you. But if you limit the losses, you can stay green, but only if you limit the losses. Like have a stop every time you get in and just be willing to adhere.
Yeah, Chef Joe. So he says, can I buy you a frickin' steak? You're bringing home the cash on NVIDIA, and then he goes down here. That was no joke. What a few days from 505, man, oh man. No, man, you don't have to be sorry about being stoked. I told you. Next time you're around here, you can buy me whatever the hell you want. And I'm going to come visit you. You're in Times Square. So next time we're in New York, we'll come and we'll do it up properly because, yeah, man, what is the point if you can't spend some of these riches on your spoils? So good call on that one. Still watch out. We always talk about Ethereum. We always talk about Bitcoin, but also Ethereum is another one there. You can watch out for ETHE over there on the pink sheets as well. So, you know, this has been really, really strong over the last 2 months, just like they all have been. So there's Ethereum. Look at this. It's a double as well since October bottoms on ETHE, right? So absolutely huge.
We had a conversation yesterday about things you want to hold, don't look at them because you might see highs and decide to take it. And then this morning, remember you were saying, oh, I sold a bunch of like other things and I have some of the altcoins. And it made me look up, because I don't really check my Coinbase. Like when Coinbase came out, I put some kind of funny money into it. I opened it up in the middle of the day, looked at the Ether, and I was like, oh. And then I sold a bunch of it because I was like, I didn't even realize, I just took some of the high. Now, 90% of my ETH is actually now in the Purpose ETF. So my Coinbase account was like 10%. But I essentially took half of that off. And was like, yeah, it's at the high.
So what percent of your long-term portfolio do you hold in crypto?
It's now over 5% because of the recent move.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So it was.
I don't know my percentage. So.
Yeah, it was one of those. It's actually. I usually manage things like that a little bit more, but when something goes up too far, I'm generally thinking about trimming it. That had nothing to do with why I sold some ETH in the Coinbase. It was just if I'm holding something and it's not my primary holding to do it on Coin. I don't trade in Coinbase, so why wouldn't I just like take it out and then worry about the core position elsewhere? Yeah. Can we let's get to Apple because Apple's about to break the high of the day.
Yeah, market just taking out high days here as well. Yeah, good look for Apple, back to about 0.25%. It's still kind of lagging. As we came on there at 2 o'clock, we were actually still red on the day for Apple. Someone called Redburn Atlantic Advisors downgrading Apple today with a $200 price target. But yeah, that doesn't seem to matter much, guys. Back to green. What's much else as far as Apple? Remember, the Vision Pro headset going to be available, I think it's the 19th for pre-order, and then Feb 2nd in stores. So a couple of dates to remember for Apple.
So I said this morning I would short Apple 185. The good news is we shorted one Apple 185. The better news is we didn't short Apple 185 again. That's sometimes the trade you don't make is the better trade because Apple just took out fresh highs of the day. This is just a bad dark pool wick. So if you're wondering why does 185.5 matter, I'll probably have to go to a 15-minute chart, and even then that's going to be a bit of a mess. So go back to the 8th, which is 2 days ago, and then you had this top here at 185.50. I had this as an over/under. I like the 85 because it was under that price, but now that you've gone over, I might be thinking about some longs, maybe back into one. Maybe we'll buy a dip in Apple. That is a parabolic move that we're seeing here. But if it holds above 185.50, I think I might go for the long into 186 that way as well. Apple has a tendency when it does this to start taking the stairs, and then it's a scalp trade for the afternoon. So I don't wonder if first available dip, look for a bit of a dip buy. The features feel like they want that 1%. The headset. Look, I know my dad's super excited to get his. It's weird that you have to go in for a fitting.
Yeah, that's weird, eh?
I mean, I know he doesn't care about that because he's retired and he has all the bloody time in the world, but I think the average person can be like, why do I have to go in and get this thing fitted? But anyways, it doesn't matter. I think it'll be fantastic. And people with discretionary income that love Apple and are in their ecosystem, trust me, a lot of them with money, they don't care. They're going to buy it because they want the experience and they believe Apple does it best. He didn't even care when I told him about you can get a cheaper version. Like
you can't.
No. What I'm telling you just go to get Metas, right? Or
but that's not.
Or get Oculus. He wasn't even interested in a different VR experience.
Nor should you be? I don't think.
He's like, I'm an Apple guy. Yeah. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, it's a completely different thing, man. It's a completely different thing. Make sure you guys do check it out. Brendo and I on the podcast this week. We'll be talking all about that Apple Pro Vision, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. Go find it out. I'm going to put up something a little bit better on my Twitter so you guys can find the links. Go to our Instagram, all that. They're probably there or they're not. But here it is right here. This is how cool, man. This is going to be real super cool. There's a lot of videos about this right now and some of the things that you can do with this Apple Vision Pro. I think price is definitely going to be an issue. But, like, this is just crazy. Like, you're sitting here in your living room or whatever, you throw it on, you can see the weather. It shows this, all this fake, what's up, Zuckerberg? Yeah, that's right. You better get that frown on your face. No, but anyways, I actually looked as well today. I was looking at some of my portfolio. I'm hella long Meta still. I might have to get some of that out. I was looking at how much this move was. All right, so we only have 20% left of Para. We got out of 40% of it up here, and all the rest was on that first pop up, and then we actually got another. We actually got another bid right here at 26 or 27, or not another fill, I guess. Right now, we'll average into it, but it looks like this story might be over with. It's a winner, man. It's a good one. It is Paramount. I did want to check out what Disney did, maybe potentially on that move. I would say probably down. No, went up. Okay, I was gonna say because they're interested in buying Disney or buying Paramount, then maybe they're not interested in buying Disney. But Disney today flat on the day, I mean down on the day, but relatively flat, only down 0.2, which again is very disappointing. We talked about why I like that short in Disney, man. You're underneath $90 now. You're underneath the 50-period moving average. It didn't stay above it it stayed above it for very long once it broke there, but once we started to talk about it here at 90, it just kept bouncing, and now we break. So let's see if we stay under it. That's what I mean. Are we going to stay under this for very long? Hopefully not, as we're trying to bounce off through 89.52. Today was a good day for this name to bounce back. It just didn't do it. So we'll see. That news seems to have lifted a little bit. It's nice that there's some interest in media companies. And then obviously if Paramount gets bought out, then you could maybe add a little bit of premium for Disney, and we'll see, but no one's buying the whole kit and caboodle for these guys, way too expensive. And then the other, something's going back against me right now. Okay, so it's NVIDIA. So again, we're only holding right now a third of this price right here. So it's coming back in. We got out of some real quick. Like when we got $1 in 3 minutes, take it. Then we had to wait, so we're long at 42 basically. We got 43.75s. So we got $2 there. We had to wait a while. And right now it's dropping back into view up. So you guys know what that means. It's another buy down here on Rivian. What are the futures doing? They're still fine. We'll sit
NVIDIA.
here. NVIDIA, yeah. We'll see if we can get.
We're not buying Rivian.
No, I'm not buying Rivian, that's for sure. I might buy a Rivian, but I'm not buying Rivian stock right now. We just missed it, so talking too much. Just went down to 41.65. Let's see if it comes back in again. You can see the spread is pretty spready on this one. So what about a break just through 541? If that... Slow down, Fabian. Slow down, Fabian. How much coffee you had over there, Fabian? Chill, Fabian. Okay, so there it is, a nice dip down in NVIDIA. Of course, we miss it. Because I did not notice. I just saw the net changing gears real quick right there. All right, as per Fabian, let's go.
I actually saw one of those R1Ss, the SUV on the road the other day for the first time. Actually, it looks really good. Speaking of Rivian, the rundown, as always, brought to you by our friends over at Trade Ideas. If you haven't done so, go take advantage. Bottom right corner right now will get you 20% off the entire suite of their platform. And you can also take advantage of this contest they have going on right now. It's on for the next couple of weeks. So there's still 2 weeks. I think it's the 24th and 25th, or 25th and 26th. I'll double check. So you have a couple of weeks to get to it, but you get 20% off the platform, and then you can win $2,400 on an Amazon gift card, guys.
Yes, sir. Check that out for sure. And Apple new fresh high. I'm going to get to. I promised I would talk about Uber. I'm going to cancel my bid here on Uber. This just made another fresh high. Shout out to anybody in the chat that if you actually hung on to Uber. I got trailed out right before we came back on here in the afternoon. We had the long on the break. We added to it when it kind of made the secondary break in the afternoon. And then when it got to 62.40, it turned around. Let me just show you why I like that area. Going right back into here. Last trading day of the year, Uber at the open made a huge move and then immediately turned around. Right there, like it was like 9:45. Like it was up for a hot minute. The lower high was resistance at about 50 to 60, and we're at that 60 right now. When it failed the 40 level, I got out of the last long. I went to just buy the dip there, thinking we'd get like 62 teens. That dip went down to 20, and now you're seeing it continue higher. So, well, I pivoted over to Uber because it did the same thing yesterday and the day before. Dip and rip, continuation, consolidate higher, close to the high. Dip, rip, consolidation, secondary break, close at the high. It looks like it's going to do it 3 days in a row. Like when you see that, like when you see NVIDIA give you money every single day, if you see Uber give you money every single day, you at least owe it to yourself to look at the stock if it's giving you a set of trades that make sense and is giving you an opportunity. The market is at a big top. What we didn't do is actually look at the futures. I said 17,000. That shouldn't be rocket science. It's a big number. And if you go back to the beginning of the year, that is exactly what we failed right in the morning. First trading day of the year was at 17,000 level. So I suspect there'd be some sellers when we get back to it.
All right, I'm just preparing the note for tonight. Make sure you guys join me. We'll have the Fibonacci Princess on. She was loving NVIDIA. We were talking about Roblox. Here it is right here. Your Daily Markets podcast. So make sure you just click on this. You go right here, the Markets Recap. every single day, man. I'm putting in that hour for you. Well, it's only 4:30. It's only a half hour, but it takes some preparation. So please, guys, go find this right now. I'll put it in the chat. Like it, subscribe to it. This is the podcast. You can listen to it every single day. As you can see, it's all here, man. Every day we've got it. Go find it right now. It's your market podcast. This is on Spotify, but it is anywhere. Go find it right now. Podcast with Spotify. I'm putting in the work. So if you guys can do that, that would be great. The SEC spokesperson right now, just hearing in my ear, they are still investigating that leak. So we'll find out if there's any more in that.
I think it's more of a hack. You can't really call it a leak.
Yeah, I think it was probably. I think someone was paid to release that. All right, so right now we do have a new position right now. I want Rivian. I want Rivian back. All right, there's a little bit of a revenge trade. Okay, yeah, what's up, Monty G? Of course I'm working. I'm working for all of you. I mean, I could go home. Yeah, I got to run home today, get to my daughter's hockey. Like literally, like just get home, drop off my stuff, and then go immediately because I don't want to miss any of that. But I also don't want to miss you guys. I want to give you guys the information that you guys want as well. We're filming the podcast tomorrow. Okay, so just real quick, man. So this Rivian, frustrating stock, all right? But the thing is like, we just made that top and we came into some of this pre-market. So all of these shorts were kind of in the middle, right? These shorts right here, I'm fine with it because we were playing off this, yesterday's, right? Yesterday's bottom. We were playing off that. We didn't think it would break. It broke. Futures going ham right now. Futures, though, at 16,950 could start to break. You're seeing right now some accumulation up here on the top side, right? Let's see if we can push a little bit further. Obviously, NVIDIA will lose, all of that will lose if this doesn't come in. And oh, by the way,
is this like
541? Okay, good. I had to make sure I had my stuff set up. All right, so Rivian downside, but anyways,
that's also a red to green. It's a red to green level on Rivian.
Yeah.
Green to red.
Yeah, we can go back over to that if you guys want. Yeah, so it's just right now turning. So that level that we looked at where we got stopped at was the thing. But we just got more NVIDIA. You break 541, we're gone. I'm not even using this level. Okay, so just Chef Joe and everybody out there that's following these NVIDIA trades, and why wouldn't you be? That's the level. Can we afford, guys, to take a 75-cent hit on NVIDIA? If you can't, you're in the wrong business right now or you have too many shares. So just watch out, man. And of course, Unity today, as if. Like, we tried to catch this falling knife all yesterday, man. And Kathy was just like secretly buying in here. We knew that. We caught this down here. We thought the buying would start earlier, but no, it starts today with vigor. So nice move back up to the upside. For Unity, congratulations anybody that believed in that stock because you did it, man. Nice upside move. And I thought the news was good yesterday. It started high side, up 3, 4, 5%, then finished down 7, 8%. And now you're up today, right back to where we started the day yesterday. So again, nice play on that one. And here we go again, guys. It's Rivian, and it's starting to get back into the downside right now. So, Rivian. What say you, my guy? 19.19 right now. Let's take some more out on Rivian.
So shout out to that. But also, just now, you were talking about Unity. Classy Kent just was mentioning Unity in the chat. I want to give a thank you to Tom's Trades there. We appreciate you guys a ton. We appreciate you as well. And there was another comment here from Ian David. Great call. Mara, you're welcome. And Amazon as well. The only reason I bring it up is I literally have a cousin named Ian David. And I'm going to suspect that's not you, but it's a small world. It's an interesting coincidence if it is you. Been a while. Let's catch up.
Dude, there's no way that's your cousin.
Of course it's not. That's the first thing I said is that's not my cousin.
You said if it is you.
But if it is you, yeah, it's not. I know it's not.
Okay.
The reason I know it's not is I don't
think he would just be like, yo.
No, he wouldn't say it that way, although he's more passive in the market. It's a great guy. But I want to get to one business because I'm in it and I'm just holding on to it. Remember this time yesterday, and then was maybe even the day before, we got multiple comments about Lucid and that flat bottom break on the daily chart. And there's that daily. So I'm just going to thank you, Trade Ideas, because I'm just going to pull my daily chart up here, quickly go from Amazon to Lucid, and then show you the double bottom that just is broken down. So this is that 360. We just broke it today. So when that happens, there's your break. It's only gone down. There is one green candle on a 15-minute chart for the entirety of the day. So it is retesting those lows. I like 340 here. Usually you're going to go sideways at some point on a stock like this. It's not a penny stock, but it will be a penny stock at some point at this rate. So it continues to flush. The new position for me is going to be one that is not necessarily the newest in the world because it's back to Micron. Once Micron fails the same level, I look to short Micron once again. So we're short Micron pretty much once it made a top here and the market started curling a bit. We've got a flat bottom breakdown on Micron right here. Looking for it to bust VWAP. I want lows just like what it did yesterday.
Oh, good news. We'll take 30 cents quickly on NVIDIA. We only got out of a quarter of our position. We are just buying those dips, as you can see. So we bought VWAP there. It did go down, obviously. And we'll take out a quarter right there, right here at 94s. So our average price was 75. We got 94s. Sucks, man. 20 cents. It's all good. It's all good. Because at this point, man, you're just trying to stack it up. So let's see if we can get it out at 543 right now. Upside. See if we can get that. If we can, that'd be great. If not, whatever. We'll wait on that one to go through. Rivian was a good fill. We did get something at the bottom. You're welcome. That in the chat. What's up with that? The Magnificent Seven has a larger market cap than any country's entire stock market. So this is pretty interesting. Thank you, Adara, for this one. Check that out, man. This is very, very interesting. Nation-sized wealth, right? So Magnificent Seven, add up all seven, right? That's it right here. So I guess this is trillions, I guess. So you're going to see that just over 10. China's whole market is underneath those seven names. So, I mean, you know, talk about being overweighted in those names. It's been actually a really easy investment period for traders my age, like 25, because the thing is like, if you started investing like I did literally 20 years ago, then you had, or 25 years ago, which I know is a long time, you've been blessed to have been able to have bought all these tech names. Like I was just looking at Apple. I mean, it's obviously we could talk about Sir Warren and everybody like that buying from time. But like, if you just, you know, like I owned the first iPhone. You know, I used to be a Google Nexus. I had the very first Pixel, all that stuff. Like I was in Google before they were having Motorola and all that stuff make their phones, you know? But like, just to have been invested, just like now, like if you're just getting into the market now, where would you put your money, right? You would put it in probably the Mag 7. You're seeing all these stats, right? But we've been lucky enough to live through the last 2 decades where basically all the tech names just went like this. And you could have just closed your eyes. You could have bought SPY, the NASDAQ, anything. It's just been such an incredible run. And I don't see why it's not going to continue, barring some, you know, crazy situation that could happen, obviously politically or you know, with the safety of this world. But it's just been like such a blessing. Like basically, when I started investing in this, like Apple was $3, $4, $5. You know, look at a stock like my biggest holding right now is Google. I remember buying Microsoft literally at $30. You know, and it's just like, you've just closed your eyes. It's like investing now and saying, I like Mobileye, and then boom, you know, I like Affirm. That would go the other way. But stuff like that, you know, so it's just really, really lucky. And it's not, like, I'm not even a good investor. I suck. It's just, it hasn't been rocket science, man. You buy the best names and you're rewarded with those. So, you know, it's been a really great run.
Just hold, yeah.
Yeah, buy and hold. There's DCA, there's all that. NVIDIA just took 540. So there it is. There's the out. We must have had a bid down there at 541, but in and out right there at 541. So there. The last bit we took a 70, or no, I don't know what our price was, but probably a 70-cent hit on the last third of our, 2/3 of our trade. We were getting out every time, a third there, a third there, a third there. So we were going to do it again, and we talked about up there, but that didn't happen. So there it is. It's, I I can't even hit a fail, but we'll just hit a side because it's not a fail. We'll just hit a siren because we're out of NVIDIA as it just falls back in. So, so far so good. That was a great stock. I hope you had it. And if you don't, we're going to get it again. And where are we going to get it again? Good question, Sean. We had a nice move down in NVIDIA yesterday. Remember yesterday, we got out of NVIDIA right here. Honestly, we got out at 540 break. It closed at 531. It had $9 given up at the end of the day yesterday. Maybe it's time to flip the script here and look short. It's NVIDIA and starting to head downside. Watch out now.
Yeah, there was a pullback in. I just noticed that coin was still going up, Bitcoin's doing nothing, and Mara made a deep move into the downside. But one thing I want to add to that is that you can't be afraid, because someone made a point about, well, Amazon, like, who knew? There are going to be opportunities investing in where, like, you're going to buy a company because you like what they do. And you like the idea. They might not be making money yet, but your plan is to hold it, right? So if you're going to hold something and you think it's a good business in the long term, then you can't get too worried about what their next quarter is going to be like. Sometimes you care about that, but there are times where you just think it's a good business, and why not? So there's going to be lots of stocks like that. We're getting as I said, there's a bit of a pullback happening. I want to see if this is an opportunity to get some Uber. Pulling back into 62.50. I exited and haven't gotten back in, looking for a better dip buy as Uber is up 3.5%. There's another one up 3.5%. If you waited until Uber was profitable to buy it, fine. You still made money. But if you were buying it as other people hated it and with the intention of holding it forever, then you do a little bit better. But ultimately, it doesn't matter if your time frame is long enough. If you're day trading, then it matters. And like where you enter, like looking for a higher low off here, like that kind of stuff matters. Where is you're out, how much you want to risk, that kind of stuff is going to matter as a day trader.
Like, part of me is wondering right now that we should just, I don't know, man. Part of me is thinking about shorting NVIDIA here. I know, shouldn't be. Damn you, Sean. You should throw those words out. Yeah, maybe it's not time. I don't know. I don't like this move here while the market's doing this. So,
what's weird is
it's I just know people follow the trades that I put on, and it's like I just don't want to make something silly here. Go ahead, yeah.
Trades to make. I mean, you make a trade to make the trade. I mean, ultimately, every decision. This is the in. This is the out. I just find it weird that NVIDIA broke down, and AMD. For like the first time, well, okay, it did for a little bit this morning. For the first time since early this morning, it's actually holding above VWAP. Like this has been weak all day, and now it wants to hold above VWAP at the moment where it seems as if NVIDIA wants to go under. So I don't know whether there's some, like they're not, yesterday they were correlated. Today, these two have disassociated from each other. Because this is feeling like a long on AMD, playing it off of VWAP more than anything else.
Oh my God.
So it is what it is, but I just want to throw that one out there. I did just grab Uber. We got the dip buy back into this level here, so that's 62.40. I just grabbed it here at 49s in front of that level. If it gets back to the high of the day, gets them out at highs, and then work to see if it can't go even higher than that. So Uber, as I said, it's been a good stock for quite some time. I think it's getting pretty darn close to a fade off of the 52-week highs, which is a double top. But for now, if it's trending to the upside, find ways to join the trend because the trend is your friend.
All right, well, I'm just posting right here. That only took 3 hours. There it is. I already tweeted this out earlier, guys. I said that I think I have a new favorite stock. All right? And my new favorite stock is not Paramount, no. Although Paramount, hello, Randy. My new favorite stock, yeah, he's not here today, is, where is it? Here it is, right here. This might just be my new favorite stock of firm. Boosh to the downside. I can confirm that my new favorite stock, Adara, is what? Affirm. Very good. Thank you, Adara. So right there, there's the out that we got right there, 43.80. And then we just confirmed it again and got it again on there on the downside. So yeah, so far so good. Like that was, we only have 10% left. That was a good fill. I didn't even notice we got that fill because I was looking over at the biggest and the baddest of them all, NVIDIA. By the way, good thing we didn't take that short. But it's also not a good thing that we got stopped out. But look at that wick that actually happened. It went down to five. Thank you. Fabian. So we did not get out of that until 540.50 right there, right? So that was just another level. Good thing, but hey man, if we just held it, this would be a spot we'd be looking to get out. We talked about taking that $1 or so on that, but then this is really the level for me up to the 200 period. So maybe get something out if you're still rocking and rolling there, but this I feel like is a little bit of a dangerous trade. It's really held that 540 really, really well. So I just saw you guys in the chat talking about you're not doing anything with with NVIDIA until we break that 540. I concur. So good work on that one, guys. We will wait to see what happens now. Oh, there it goes. Darn it, darn it, darn it. That's okay. Part of it is you don't want to give back what you've already made on this name, right? But we just bought 541 and we got out at 541. So there it goes right there. I kind of laugh at this, but it's all good. Good job, Patrick. Good job, Toilet Brush. Toilet Brush here says, yeah, shout out to you. Toilet Brush says the market's rigged, man. We've been, the minute this show was launched, one of the first things out of my mouth was, watch out, the market's rigged. But no, just trade your book and don't worry about the market. You will. The more you're in it, the more you'll realize that statement is true, but it's fine. You could still make money. There's a reason why 99% of the traders lose. Okay, so that stat is completely true, no matter where you look on a prop floor, your own trading, anything like that. So stay disciplined, right? Stay in your lane, and you will be fine. Thank you so much, Chef Joe, and everybody up there. Zucks, is that what the news was?
I gotta change. I have to say something about that because it's really easy when something is hard, when something is difficult, like 90 to 95 or whatever percentage you want to give for day traders failing or traders in general failing. It's easy to say something like the market is rigged and then you can put blame on it. But I will tell you this much: the nuances of how the market is complex. That is how traders make a lot of their alpha and money over the long term. So that fact that people say rigged or not or whatever, however you want to define, I've never heard someone really define what they mean when they say that, but I get it I get it because that can be stacked against you. But a lot of those nuances are opportunities to make money that day traders make money on and traders make money on. So you have to be able to look at the positive of it, and then you can have a career. It's easy to sort of like lay that blame. Like, there was something I wanted to say here, and we haven't really talked about the CrowdStrike and PanW today, which I think is a bit of a, you can't talk about this market today without getting into CrowdStrike's only up 3%. Palo Alto, a day after a hack on the SEC, like the first thing they tweeted out was A, that okay, it wasn't true, and then B, hey, kind of like Palo Alto and CrowdStrike in the long term. And today, what is strong? Now, obviously the Qs are strong today, so you can't really argue about that. But look at this one pulling back into the 50-period moving average and right back to all-time highs. Like, how long did the stock? It took PanW from this peak here, mid-December, all the way back into just the beginning of this week, and then we're back at the top in 3 days. That's a strong stock. I know it's obvious, but sometimes you just got to say the obvious over and over again. Because you want to be in strong stocks and you want to play trends. This is a nice looking trend. But market's at the high of the days. I'm only in one long. Paramount, by the way, look, it doesn't have to follow the market. Who cares? It's a deal thing. So as long as it follow the market, I think Uber has a chance to continue to. Took some at the high, but I have to note, we just dip bought it, scalped to the top, and as the market made a fresh high, it's pulling right back in. That's not a reload situation. I want it making higher lows at least when the market is going up, and that's not what I'm seeing here on Uber. So I'm just going to get out if it breaks this. And I want to talk about the crypto names a little bit here because Mara bounced. Sometimes you hear us talk a lot about VWAP. 2580 here is VWAP, but have a look-see at what was this triple top at the middle of the day. Once, twice, thrice where it broke out from. Just as important as support and resistance or VWAP can be massive breakout prices. If this is a massive breakout price where the buyers overwhelm the sellers, maybe they do the same thing on a dip, and that is exactly what happened at 2550. So 2550 level also was where the rejection was in the aftermarket yesterday on a lower high in Mara. That is not a garbage price to throw away. I think that's one I want to pay attention to. So no new positions. Just because I said what I was doing in Juniper and it's not showing up on the, sometimes we don't put the buyouts up there. But anyways, I am short a second time on Juniper. I'm stopping out at the high there. I'm just scalping that stock in there. Just letting you guys know, it got back up to the top. I reshorted it, but if it breaks the high, I'm getting out. Only because I mentioned it here. I wanted to make sure you guys saw that. Shout out to you, Nick Dubs. Thank you for the super chat. ILM to 180 on the daily. Thoughts? Okay, we can look at whatever you guys want us to here. Illumina, the Illuminati, those are the ones that control the market, by the way. So this stock should apparently always go up. Killuminati, that's the Illuminati I like. Killuminati. So typically speaking, I'll always say the same thing when a stock is at resistance. I'm a big fan of joining moves instead of trying to anticipate that this stock is going to break what is obviously a key level at 145. If I'm looking longs, usually I'm trying to go longs like this break here. That holds above the 50 period, breaks out there. So I'd be looking for usually longs there or somewhere in here, not necessarily buying before it breaks the top. It's not my modus operandi. Like I'd like to see it take the level and then I look for the longs up in here, like somewhere on that day is where I would have been looking for long. Like a 120 break looks pretty good. Or the next consolidation long up, like maybe your long 130, giving it back to there. But it hasn't taken out this 145 yet. That looks like a juicy breakout price for Illumina. But that's all I can give you. Like my preferred way to enter trades is to take it as it's breaking out, or it's giving me a good support level on a dip, not right in front of the breakout. Like I don't like buying in front of that high.
All right, sorry guys, been a little bit distracted here. Organizing that recap show for everybody here today. There we go, man. NVIDIA's rate. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. Like I was just trying to say, I've been organizing the recap show for everybody, so I've been a little bit distracted here as we still have an hour to go for it, but I'm just trying to get everything all set up. There it is for NVIDIA, guys. Congratulations. I'll flush myself down the toilet because we should have another $2 winner. But for some reason, we did get nervous on there, and again, I don't apologize. You guys follow whatever you want because we've been doing some serious damage on NVIDIA. I'm just glad that we changed up our mind there and didn't change up our mind. We sort of talked ourselves through the ridiculousness of going short of NVIDIA right there. I am not like a counter trend type of guy. If we can go with the trend, we will always do that, especially on NVIDIA, which is why we only, the last 2 days, we have 0 shorts. Like I don't have anything. We sold yesterday at 540. Oh man, the late day run is upon us. That's gar if you're a pirate. Gar as they go upside. Oh well.
Shout out to Steve the Pirate.
Yeah.
He's a heck of a dodgeball player.
Yeah, Steve the Pirate. Yeah, I love that movie Dodgeball, man. That's a great one, man. Because you got to dip, duck, dive, dodge.
Life lessons.
Duck, dive, dip, all that kind of stuff. And if someone's ever throwing like a hammer at you and all those like things, just make sure that you do have some good reaction time. That could hurt. All right, enough of that. Oh man, yeah, I like that. 855. So we have very, very small position on SoFi. Let's go to something else, man. Yeah, you are right, Monty. Hit it and quit it, man. I mean, that can apply to a lot of things. But I'm still obsessed with this. So I don't know. And being obsessed with the stock for me is a good thing, especially when we've been, really doing some damage on it. We just got to stay focused. All right, let's do that and stay focused again and look at NVIDIA and AMD. So AMD again, what a great bottom there at 147. Too late to worry about it now. So where do we stop? Well, yesterday. So again, we had a huge move overnight, right? We took out that 150 level, went up to 151. But look what happened at 150. The market opened up and it was just like, oh, that was a nice story. And we dropped down $4. We had some consolidation in this area. We said that we wouldn't really go against the trend. So I'm sort of thinking right now that the market is all the way up. It's about 1% up right now, trying to take it out. What about an NVIDIA break, an AMD break of this level right there, 149.20? That's looking decent. But then again, it doesn't look great from yesterday. Maybe we'll scrap that. Let me just see what Intel's doing quickly right now. Because I feel like I missed that NVIDIA trade. I mean, we were all over it, but still missed it. Like crazy to say that, but we're not in Intel right now. We have lost on this stock today, but you see what's happening with NVIDIA and what's happening with Intel. So again, we got stopped out. Good thing we did, but we still go down to that 47.80 level, and now we're starting to head down. We could play it off the 50-period MA. So we could actually go short here at 66 against this 70 level, and then maybe even use this 75 and say that's garbage. Maybe we come back in. I like this short. But look at the market.
Just one thing, Para made like a little bit of a move back up there again. So
yeah, not enough.
Like it bounced off VWAP. I'm getting out of the stock because when there's a deal, speculation, you don't know what the premium is exactly going to be. I don't think there was an announcement in terms of actual price. There's always speculation as to how big it can be, like how many billions of dollars. But until it's actually firm and official, a lot of times in the day trading sense, it makes the first move, it comes back, and the second move is going to be lighter than the first. If you want an idea of what this might look like, just look no further. Like Juniper, like it could go higher. Like Juniper, we knew yesterday that Juniper was very close to a deal, and it had gapped up huge. So Juniper gapped up huge. Everyone's like, there could be a deal happening, but it went sideways, actually sold off late in the day. It ended up being a good overnight hold, but there's no way you could have known it was going to be $40 that they announced today in the morning. I think that's the same thing with Para. You just kind of whatting in the wind. You mentioned AMD. It's participating now. Look, if AMD can get past this local high, let's zoom back in here for you. This local, maybe it was 149.25, that is. Although I just said I prefer dip buys. So let's actually think about, as it's coming back in here, can it maybe hold the 148.50? I like dip buys better than buying tops at 3 o'clock. That's to be sure. Ian David, I would not necessarily, unless I had a good grasp on what the premium might be for Para, I wouldn't buy it to hold it. I think you got to do some work on that. And that's just I'm not really familiar with the last few deals that have been in that space and what the premiums have looked like, which is what you want to know. Like if you know like the last 3 or 4 biopharma deals have been 30 to 50% premium, and then the stock that might be going up here getting sold is 20% right now, then I have an idea what I'm going to get out of it if it ends up working out. But I don't know anything about. I haven't done my research on that for Paramount, so I'm not really sure where the deal might end up being. Doesn't mean it couldn't go higher. I was just giving that as a bit of a warning.
I was talking with, I think it was Wayne and Brankles back there, and basically, the best buyout that's now gone was Activision Blizzard, because you could get the premium when it was bouncing back and forth, not that it was sitting there back and forth like this, that you were able to get it when it started to move on speculation and whatnot, right? So that's why we take advantage of this, because you get the movement when there's news. So we only have 10% left. So this has been a good one, but thanks for the question. I think that was a great question. All right, Affirm is still there. The newest position, wait a minute, where is my newest position? Was going to be Intel. I can't convince myself of this. So that's the problem with Intel. I wish we could, but I can't. I do have a new position, and that's going to be Alibaba. So we've started to fire this off. Well, we're firing this off for a long time. Just to give you guys an announcement that we've got a new trade on. And look, shout out to Reliable Rudy. He's probably like, hallelujah. We finally got some action here on some of these Chinese ETFs, some of these Chinese names, because we always talk about Alibaba, and I haven't traded in a while. But 71.50, we broke above. A lot of, crap back and forth here. This one, VWAP, let's just hold it, man. You're above the 50. You're starting to loop up here on that. You got the 21 period with a smiley face, looking like it wants to go. I feel like first out's here somewhere in the 60s or 70s. Let's see if we can get it back. We're not getting nothing back, but let's just see if we can get back to the upside here with Alibaba. Just a quick check. If NVIDIA's at 544, I don't even know what to do. Darn it. All right. We'll just be patient with it, I guess, unfortunately for me. That really does suck. That should be doesn't matter, we don't have it. Beyond Meat here, not doing anything. ARM, here we'll look at them together. ARM, $71, but again,
it's not really
72 is the short. It's not there yet to do that. 70 is the long. I mean, again, like, this is why I'm really being focused, and I hope you guys appreciate it, like on very limited names, especially off the open, because like if I'm even looking at ARM, Like that coming into 70 is just a monster buy, but you got to be looking at it, right? And I'm not. So that's something. That's kind of why SoFi were able to get it good, and Affirm right there. Like, you know, we started looking at it once it got back into these highs right there again, and Affirm turns around and is one of the top stocks here today, if not the top, right there. Oh man, that sucks. Affirm is still better. So Affirm actually for me, by dollars, took over NVIDIA there. For me as my top stock. Amazon's going to be my top stock, but I still have that position on. So hopefully, you know what? Honestly, man, Amazon is like really close, man. Maybe we just take out Amazon. I mean, how ridiculous, when you look at it like that, it's fine, but how ridiculous does it look that we just keep on going upside here and we're not getting it out? So 154.20, I mean, we already have this high on the daily of 155. Like, how much greedier do we need to be here with Amazon, especially if I think this market, but remember, I thought the market was sort of high right there. We hit the 50 and bounced. So the question is, what happens next time we hit that 50? All right, it's 305. I'm pretty happy with this one. Maybe we just end the trade on Amazon, call it a day, take $2 and worry about it later. So Amazon, let's do that if we break 154, okay? We'll call it a day on a 154 break. You know where my stop is right now? 152.30. So like we don't even have, this was 20 cents worth of risk for $1.80. 9-1 right there. Might be worth it.
Sorry there. I saw a few people talking about Peloton. I love that Amazon. It's the one that got away, but at the end of the day, it was there for you, and you have to be able to take it. Well, the reason I'll be upset about it is because I was talking about Uber being good multiple days in a row. So Uber is my best stock today, but it wasn't yesterday. It was actually Amazon on the same setup. So I ended up missing that. But I'm just going to quickly check here what's going on with Playboy, because that Playboy is headed to the downside. How do you not want to buy them? But it just bounced off $1.03 here. Look, it's almost a penny stock, but that was a big move down just a couple of minutes ago on a volume spike. If I had been here and seen this stock and there was liquidity, a lot of times that's the kind of move I just take the shot, because you can risk 5 cents, and if it goes back halfway, you get a good risk to reward. But I wasn't looking at it at the time. In fact, I haven't had a chance to double check to see what the news was there on Playboy, which I'll go ahead and do in a quick second. But I also want to acknowledge Apple, new fresh high of the day. Went for the dip buy. It didn't quite give us the dip buy. I got Uber. That's actually coming back in. And Apple, the one that we didn't get, is going through fresh highs. So, you know, picked the wrong one. There wasn't that I picked the wrong one. It's just that I got the fill on the dip in the wrong one, because Apple is continuing through highs. Thankfully got away from the short. But I did get the dip buy in Uber. Sometimes the one that you can get is not going as strongly. Recently, I mean, obviously Uber's stronger than Apple on the day, but it's not right now. Right now, the market's pulling back a couple of ticks, and Apple just continues through those highs. So I am in that Uber trade. If it breaks this consolidation, I'm just going to jump out of it. I feel like it should be breaking these highs by now.
All right, we're going to put another bid here on Affirm and take some profit on this one if we can get it on AFRM and just cancel. We're bidding 43.50s and whatnot. I don't know if it's going to come in, but we should just take some more out right now and just keep on stacking it on that, because that's what we're working with right now. Let's just check out, man. You guys are going to join me tonight. Here, I'll hit it right now. Don't hit it, Fabian. I'm going to do it on the market recap show coming through again. I see you over there, Fabian. I know you're ready to go. All right. So what is aftermarket today? We talked about it. Brendan talked about it earlier with Lennar, but we've got KB Homes there tonight. So that'll be the big one, really. Not much else. Tomorrow before market open, these are all preliminary for January 11th. Infosys, okay, that's a big company, man. 75 Bs on that. After that, nothing. And then this is when we really start, man. It's going to be Friday, where we've got all the B's up in here, man. We've got United Health, UNH. We've got the J to the P to the M. It's JP Morgan will be in the building on Friday. I will not be in the building on Friday. BAC will be in the building on Friday. I will not be in the building on Friday. Wells Fargo will be here on Friday. Neil will be here on Friday with Obi. So it'll be a good earnings report.
Delta too.
Delta, all of that. So again, I hate not being here, but It is what it is. I have other past commitments, so we're going to be filming the podcast tomorrow. Me and Brendo should be able to rock and roll on that one, and we should have a lot of fun there. But yeah, it's going to be a good day there on Friday. For me, fade the banks until that day and even on that day.
I always like, on an earnings day, my rule is play the price action. I always try not to let my bias get the best of me. Because on that first day, it's going to do what it's going to do. Like, how many times have we seen the retailers quadunk down, and then literally the day, that day after they gap down, they rip up and they're along, and then, you know, you go back the next couple of days, you're like, that was probably a good short, like you thought before. But on that morning, it wasn't. We've seen that time and time again. So I think you want to temper your expectations. I still haven't seen anything on Playboy here. So what that's telling me is go with the trend. Like, I'm like, give me a reason to not be looking short when a stock does this. It's well off that $1 level. It just topped out at 22s. The liquidity is meh, so you have to really limit. It's not like a normal $1 stock. Like, this is not Fisker, to give you guys an idea here. Here is PBLY or PLBY. And I think the reason why this matters is look at the level 2 on this and the liquidity, and look at the level 2 on Fisker. When Fisker goes to $1, there will be endless and bountiful liquidity pretty much all over the place. This is a very different looking stock on Playboy. And some of that has to do with the float, some of that has to do with the interest in trading it, but they're not making, now they're seeing it start to like thicken up a little bit, which is a little bit better. That's what you want to see when you're trying to get into something. You want to see that liquidity be there for you so you can take it. I said getting some out of that Paramount, as typically speaking, when people are up on things like this and the news comes, they can start taking profits late in the day. So I'm not giving it all the way to that bottom like before. I got some out when it got to 25. Tried to get some more out at 30. I tried to get it all out at 30. I'm just going to get out if it breaks this. So it looks like that's 17. So I'll just jump out of that one. The other thing is I was caught in Spirit Airlines when there was deal speculation in the afternoon. I've told this before. There was deal speculation. It was doing a big move. It was actually stronger, and it was continuing to trend higher. And then the stock just halted at 340 something, and they didn't open it up until the next day, and ended up gapping down, despite the fact that it was a buyout speculation. I ended up losing $1 on that trade. So I don't want to be in that trade for the entirety of the day. And if it breaks this local bottom here at 17, I'll just get out.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay. I mean, part of me wants to put this on immediately. This NVIDIA short. I think we could probably get away with it. I mean, that top right there is 543.75. I just feel like it's consolidating here, and I'm thinking short on this name. I mean, we have some. Oh man, I don't like seeing when I'm thinking short and seeing big red candles. All right, we'll put an offer up there. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Paramount's back down to 14.20. We only have 10% left on that trade. All right. Let's try short quickly right now, and then if we get back up into like those 70s, there we go. So we just went short now, breaking through 53s, 43s. There. What are we short? Just give you guys an update. 98. So I'm gonna hold this, guys, until we break this. 44. I know. This might. Well. Whatever, man. Okay. $0.50. If you want to take it, I don't know. I'm gonna wait for a flush, but there's the 50-cent trade for you if you want it. It just printed 50s right now. Now you can get 50s no problem on the bid. We are short. We just put it on. We just talked about it. We're short 98. I don't know if it's going to work, but it just bounced off the 50-period moving average. That's probably worth taking something out. I just don't want to be this again. We missed that move. So if it comes back down to 541, we just take this out again. See if we can make another $2. We missed that $2. We got it, man. NVIDIA, like I said, this is already a big stock.
What changed the mind short?
Just this, man. Just too much support up here. Too much resistance. Too much supply.
Supply is
and
the other
thing is, you don't want to get high on your own supply. That can happen sometimes. And the thing is, yesterday,
unless your supply is good trades or apple fritters.
Oh, we supply good trades, my guy. But look at this, 543 yesterday. Yeah, we'll get you an apple fritter. Don't worry about it. Look at that, 543 to the downside yesterday. It's like, you know, we've seen this happen before. Yesterday, of course, that was our $20 winner. We took it off, and then it hit down to the bottom here. I don't know if it's going to happen again, and I'm just here to take the risk. That's it, man. I mean, like Neil mentioned there, well, you know, as long as you can think about the trade and it's not so bad, then it may or may not be worth it. I am completely frozen again.
So by the way, when
great.
that happened last time, I froze 2 seconds later on our quotes, but it was quotes, not execution. But
no, it's this. It's this.
It's a 100% on your CPU. We're getting more RAM.
Today, actually.
Today we actually are. But there's a story on iRobot confirmed with Brendan here. Shares lower. Traders circulating a post saying they're skipping a settlement offer with the European Commission for the iRobot deal. So Amazon buying iRobot. You guys know what those things are. And this is what happens when that kind of news drops. It did just come right back in here. But my first gut is, by the way, when I went to go for the short on Playboy, we don't have free locates. So at that moment, you needed to punch into it right away. I didn't get a chance to punch into it, unfortunately. But iRobot, we should have locates on. So I want to get the fade here off of the 32 level on iRobot. Unfortunately, like if you took the Playboy short, it actually would have worked out. But we have to pay for locates on that stock at Day Trade the World.
What's up, Playboy? Right now, we hit that button there, but that wasn't for that. Like my Stream Deck is not even moving. What? My Stream Deck is all messed up. That's what's going on. There's $1. There's $1. We did it again. We did it again. Back and forth. Look at Rivian. Revenge, Rivian. Revenge. What's up, Brendo?
But CBOE spokesperson just coming out saying the exchange is still waiting for SEC approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs. Of course they are.
No, nothing. There's been no approval. The CBOE, again, tweeted out their own mistake, I guess. Well, what a surprise. This is what goes back to my point about me thinking that it's all just a hoax. It's like, ain't no one breaking into that SEC account, man. I guarantee you that guy, somebody managing that account, they're going to look into it, and you just watch what comes out after this. Somebody got paid to do something. They released it early. Oops, my bad. And they're trying to cover it up. You just watch. That's going to be my call on that one. We'll see if that comes through. Look at Rivian, man. We just got 15s. Like, again, we put on some shares. We talked about where our out would be 5 cents. We just made double that. So that's good. We just got 15s and 16s. Good fills down on the downside on that one. SoFi, what is SoFi doing? Mr. Love Shack, trust me, man. We have Rob. Not only gets us coffees, but we'll also be fixing the RAM here. You know what we wound up?
It's already ordered. I think it's even here,
yeah,
right?
It's ordered. It better be here. Rob said it's going to be here tonight, so hopefully it comes in. But tonight. Like these guys might have already left by now.
Gotcha.
But the idea was we only had 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Oh, I'm at 100 too.
Come on, man. I
need more than that.
You need way more than that. All right, Brenda, what up?
The crazy part is when those computers were made, they were monsters, just supercomputers. No, I'm serious. The market here moving around, guys. Fed's Williams speaking right now, expecting unemployment to go up to at least 4%. So just be aware. Some Fed speak for the 3 o'clock hour.
Ooh, Fed speak.
So we'll do this one. I'm not saying it's going to flush to the low of the day, but I'll get to Playboy in a second, but the right-hand turn was at 32 on iRobot. I said I wanted to short if it fails 32. The previous candle on the 3-minute was right there at 75, right back under it. Shorted it, got some out at 1-to-1. Now I'll shoot for 30.5 here on this Playboy. It's not Playboy, but it's a similar setup on what happened on PLBY. But unfortunately, like I said, like right in here was where like, oh, you should short it. When I went to go short, I realized we didn't have any locates, and so I hit the key and nothing happened. It does give you the pullback. Even if I had the locates, I'm not taking it a second time. You know, I'm not going to pay for the locates on it. And again, one of the reasons why I wouldn't take it a second time is I want that bad boy working right away, right? Like this is a relief rally up on flash news. If I short the pop, I'm just getting in, getting out, just be a sniper about it. If liquidity came in at the bottom, usually they're going to do it again. So took that news and just sort of faded off the first level we liked, which was at 32. When the news first bottomed, look at where it rejected. It rejected through 32. It comes back in. So the second time I used 32 in the other direction. We're in, we're out, grab 31.60. That's 31.50. If it goes lower, fair enough. That's a very specific style of trade there. I'm never really holding that. Like, it's not, like an iRobot or Playboy spiking there is not the same thing as going long NVIDIA and holding it the entire day. It's not, or like a firm is weak, we're gonna short it every single day. That is a play off of news, which I'm never trying to hold for too long. If it gives you the winner, go ahead. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Take it when you can. Playboy, Angry Bear says, I'm a man of culture. Appreciate that. I actually don't think I'm that cultured. I am like the anti what everyone else likes kind of thing. Usually most of the things I like, people think are uncool, which is perfectly fine with me. But I'm glad we didn't pay for the locates on Playboy. Because what happens, and I've had this happen to me, you have an idea, like I like the short here, don't have the locates, so you miss it. Then I pay for the locates when it's here, and when it comes back, it's like, well, I paid for them, I might as well short it even if it doesn't look good anymore. And you do it, and then you lose. I've made that, but it's like, you gotta understand what a sunk cost is. If you've paid for locates and the setup isn't there, you've already paid for it. There's nothing you can do about that. Just, you don't have to put the trade on. To me, you're just exacerbating the situation. So good win on iRobot, but Playboy, the first chance is what you should have taken there. It's already all the way back up to 130.
All right.
Yes, Christopher Mulligan, that is correct. I've been to more than 2 operas. That is true.
Yeah, opera's a jam, that's for sure. We definitely like the opera over here. Okay, so yeah, get cultured, everybody out there for sure, man. Okay, and that's why it's all about traveling over and over again. I even took the kids to Rome. Like, how good was that for them?
Oh, I'm going to be asking you advice over that because I'm going this year.
Yeah. You're bringing Aaron, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah,
good.
well,
good.
it was because you were mentioning how the condo was really nice.
Oh, yeah. The condo is
a great trip for the kids.
It is a great trip. It's the best country in the world, and you're going to find out why. Okay, right now, you'll find out why.
No, why would we say that? No, I know, obviously.
No, because it's true.
Everyone knows you're Italian.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know. Okay. All right, so let's just go. All right, so just real quick, man. We are waiting for Alibaba. Oh, Alibaba's here right now. Okay, so the market's falling down, and guess what's happening to NVIDIA? Not much. Let's see if it can go. Guess what's happening to Rivian? Lots of stuff. Hopefully it continues to fall down. What else do we have here? Look at a firm. All right, let's go. Hopefully this market can follow the rest of the way. We are now long Alibaba, and this one could be an L for sure. If we break below this 30, this is what we were waiting for, right? That's not a good fill. We did not expect the market to do this. I did expect it to do this earlier. We are now in the dollar now as NVIDIA continues to go down. This is what I mean. If I wasn't in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions, I mean, we probably got to focus a little bit more on what positions exactly we're talking about here on that. So let's be very, very careful with what we're doing now on everything. As NVIDIA, I still want to be able to hold this. It's Rivian, it's SoFi. I might just get out of Para so I don't have to worry about this. We have 10% left. It's flat. Forget it. Let's just get out of Para right now immediately if we can. We will get out. I was going to buy more 14s at the bottom there, but we might not need. We do not need to actually do that at all, as we just get. I guess we got some O's and some half prints there on the way out, as you might be able to see there on Para, and we are now out. So again, a great stock, great fill, positive name for us. Trade the news. That's what happened. Remember Boeing? We had that issue with the bolts there, and we came in and shorted that the other day immediately in the afternoon when we heard that story. That was a really good trade, and I think it was right here that came all the way back in on that move, right? So not only was it approaching near the highs, but that story came in at about 2 o'clock, and we just shorted it immediately. The same thing today with Para. Comes out, we hear it. We didn't get in immediately. We kind of let it go all the way up. Comes back in. Like, if this is not a buy down here, then honestly, I'm just glad we found it. That's a good move. Let's see if Para wants to continue, but we'll get out now for flat of our last 10%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although we got more out there. 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So we got out. We must have got out at 30% up there, not 20. So nice move back in on Para, and then nice move back down for Rivian's right here right now. I'm bidding Rivian 11s. So let's see if we get those fills. But I think I'll just take a 13 right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was the second. I don't know why the Sesame Street song came in when you were saying that, but it brought back some memories for me. So shout out to anybody that grew up on that show.
Yes, sir.
That, Mr. Rogers, all that good stuff. Just because it matters, the market just made a dip, dive, dodge, and all that good stuff. ES almost back to 48.10. This is where it broke out late in the day. The NASDAQ, because we care about that more, turned. It didn't quite get to 17,000, but that's close enough. So 16.9 definitely very much a possibility to retrace. We'll still be up on the day if we get there. And the NASDAQ, I'd like to say it's going to close positive, but I'm not jinxing it or anything, but I think we close positive pretty easily here, even with this pullback. We're going to get an early look on the imbalances at 3:30 overall, but in a second, I want to check some individual names. As I'm jumped out of iRobot, it's worth saying I don't want to go, I wouldn't go back to this short. I think I'd take that shot. If it gets back up there, I wouldn't go back to it, not looking to reload that at that price. It's a very specific kind of trade where you take your shot, take the shot at it, get in, get out, it works, move on to the next. In terms of individual names that are giving you early looks on the imbalance, Snapchat, you guys can see here the one that stands out, 1.5 million shares to the buy side on an early look for Snapchat. This failed to break out yesterday, which we were highlighting. And today, come on, baby. There we go. Today is up, but as you see with that buy imbalance, it's pulling into VWAP. Now, I'm not saying the stock has to go up. Let's get that out of the way. But it is an early look on the buy imbalance, and it has been putting in higher lows. If this pulls in and bounces off VWAP before 350, I would look for a scalp trade, because the notion of being able to get in before 350 with a tight stop that can hold maybe till the imbalances come out. If it comes out of buy, you get a quick little spike. So that's a trade that I'd like to put on if we get a little bit closer to that imbalance coming out there. No, we have plenty of time. It's only 325. That's all I was saying. But because it's an early look on Snapchat and it is close to VWAP, that's a trade I would look for. I'd probably throw a stop at like 16s or underneath, probably like 15s underneath 15, and then look to try to buy the dip in there right before 350 if it does set up that.
All right, guys. NVIDIA was a cash register there. We didn't get out, but it did touch VWAP again, down to 541.50. That was $1.50 there in about 10 minutes. It touched VWAP, so maybe lesson learned on that one. Maybe we should just get out. I thought this market was making a move, and I thought we could potentially, well, it is making a move. Thought we could potentially touch and have a quick little look-see there at VWAP. But that would be a big move down, and that would put us close to, I don't think that would put us close to turning red, but it'd be, oh no, 16.8, I think. Oh no, 16.8, no. I don't know. I have to find out where we were yesterday to see if we're going to be red or not. Okay, that's that. Rivian touched at VWAP again. So again, like we follow our rules on Rivian. We get a little greedy on NVIDIA. I think greed is good in some situations, especially in trading, especially when you only have a piece on. I think greed is what you really want to do, because if I wasn't greedy, then I wouldn't have a firm still. And I mean, this is, I told you, this is slowly morphing in to my favorite name. We now have $1.30 in the money on this $43 name. Not only that, we're short 50, well, we have puts, short $50 there on a firm. You guys know we talked about that. I'm waiting for a 3 handle. We got to stick with what we talked about, so let's see if that happens. Congratulations to a lot of you that have messaged me on that. What else, man? I don't know. We got, all right. There's Amazon. And it was another one. And the only thing about it was Travolta's like, come on, stop with the DJ Khaled stuff, man. What's up with that? But okay, he maybe doesn't like DJ Khaled. I don't know. We'll have to talk to John about that. 154 for the break right there was good, man. We waited all day for it. So it finally takes down the 200 period MA, and we're gone. So it's a great trade. It's 152.60 out 154. It's $1.40. Sometimes you got to put some in your pipe and smoke it. Tilray's been getting smoked since earnings. We talked about that. Someone asked me about Tilray before earnings, and I was just like, they're not even making money, so I don't expect these guys to do anything good. They're still a buyout candidate at some point, if and when this ever gets settled down. I feel like Tilray will be bought out, but at what price? I have no idea. And I have no idea if there's going to be federal, I guess, pushback or whatever to that Schedule 1 verse 3 stuff. And we are heading into an election season, which last time those Democrats really
it doesn't mean there can't be a trade, because look, even if nothing comes of it, you still can get a spike on how the polls are going and all that good stuff. Like, it might be tradable without being holdable for the long term. Around the election. Like, that's the way I would look at it. Like, there's trades to be made on things like Tilray. that was probably, I'll slap a fail. I should have shorted Tilray on the earnings day. There's no question about it. It gave a great setup for the short. I mean, obviously, it's been a good week. It's been a good last couple of weeks. You cannot regret looking at stocks that end up winning, but Tilray was probably an easier short on earnings day than any other short that I've looked at in the last week. But everything is in hindsight. Mara is down 1%, and it's continuing to press through the lows here. It's not as if you're getting anything crazy, because Bitcoin made a pullback and is actually bouncing here. So you're bouncing back to like 45.8. Meanwhile, you're still trading. You're actually breaking lower. So when Bitcoin bounced, Mara bounced, and then Bitcoin kind of held the middle, and Mara broke its local bottom. So you're getting a lot of weakness here. I don't wonder if I want to short the next pop that Mara has. This is getting sold off ahead of the news. Sometimes they don't wait till the actual news drops to sell the news, if that makes any sense. There's some selling going, I guess, in anticipation of said news.
All right. All right.
Oh, the other thing to...
Yeah.
While we stay on Mara, we should never ignore spike prices on flash news, pre-market, during the day, and also aftermarket. Because when the SEC thing happened, like, this is where the top was, and look where they decided to sell today. Like the 27 level, look, 27 as a price is good. And if you look at the 15-minute chart, it's fine. Like, you shorted the 27, you gave it to that. You would have had to give it some room if you're on the way back in, which I didn't when I was scalping it. But if you were shorting off of that spike high in the aftermarket, that was golden. You didn't really even have to sweat that. But that wasn't the level I was looking off of, but it's something you can learn from. Like, I'm wondering why I wasn't keyed to that wick instead, because there was some volume going through on it after market. But you learn something every single day. That could have been a much better trade if I was looking at yesterday's level instead of the 27 level from the last week.
All right. Alibaba right now, Affirm is still getting crushed. So we'll wait for that one. But this is my newest position, man. And again, we always say this. Okay, good. Thank God. Just came back up to flat. We got a piece out there. What I was going to say, what I was going to say there about Alibaba was that we were too impatient with it right now. So Anchor VWAP, what's up, Michael? I could talk a little bit about it. We don't have it on our system. VWAP is just volume weighted average price. So it will just take it'll use the price with the volume attached to it to sort of account for bigger prints. An anchored volume weighted average price. So VWAP will just start whenever you sort of start your chart. So a lot of it, like up here, so it'll just kind of do nothing. And then once the day opens up, then the volume will start to kick in. And then anchored VWAP will start to kick, right? A lot of, I start mine at the beginning of every day. So you can follow that if you want. On anchored VWAP, you better vote. You can anchor it wherever you want. So like if you said, oh, I want to anchor to the high of Alibaba today. So you would just put your anchor here, and then it would draw the VWAP from your anchor. So that's why when we do not have Brian Shannon on today. He'll be back on next week. He had to bail at me yesterday. Thank you for Raider Trader for coming through. He's taught me a lot. So Brian Shannon, again, a great friend of mine right now, and a great friend, but friend in the community. And we will continue to watch out for that. But thank you for the question. It's anchored at certain spots. So like what I would do here, if I was on a daily chart, I would anchor it probably to that high right there, put an anchored VWAP in, and then find out, when it crosses back above is maybe when you want to get aggressive. I am considering, Reliable Rudy, buying some Alibaba down here, and I only say that because that guy's always messaging and saying, get some of this. But what I was getting at before I saw that anchored VWAP question is that we just weren't patient enough. We should have waited for the 200 period. Unfortunately, we started the trade there, which was really, really stupid. But you saw, even when it came down here, our average price was 35. So we put on the shares when we were down here. This is a tester position, which is why sometimes I get pissed off, because sometimes it's like I call the bottom and then it just goes. I'm like, I only have a quarter of the position I wanted on, or something like that. I pretty much never, and this is something that I have to work on, unless it's off the open, like it was here. I don't know, what did I trade off? Maybe these are firm levels. Like once it gets up into these areas where we're confident, that's where we'll put on a lot of shares. But like right there, it's not a lot. you know, more and then a lot more as we get into $45, right? And so you always want to try to make sure that you have the best prices and use your indicators, because Neil and I will say this all the time, man. You know, very, very hard to make money in this business, especially if you don't follow your rules, because then you will not be able to quantify winning days versus losing days, what mistakes you made, what mistakes you didn't make, and how to correct them.
We knew a guy that just printed money trading the European markets. I mean, he printed. When he traded in North America, he lost money. You know, and I think back, and I'm not going to name any names. It's just when you think back to a trader like that if with the ability to stay in their lane, who knows? Like the potential, and I've seen a lot of traders like their potential is through the roof, but the thing that they're really good at isn't necessarily the style of trade they wanted to do, or there's just something about it that they just do other stuff, man, and it just doesn't work. I want to get to there was a question about where to find the SEC news about where to find the announcement about the Bitcoin ETF. You know, obviously, I know after yesterday, you're probably gonna look at their website. Like it's gonna be on their website. I know yesterday you had the incident, but yeah, it'll be on their website. You can obviously check. Like multiple sources will have it on Twitter when it does drop. So it's not as if you'll have to look that far, but it should be on their website when it does happen. So I wouldn't necessarily be terribly worried about it. What happened yesterday is yesterday. Today is the deadline. You know, check out their website. Again, you're going to find it all over X as well the second it does happen. It'll be pretty obvious because you're going to see some price action. I just jumped into Mara, and I was saying this in the chat. Here is the Bitcoin chart up here on TradingView, almost at Binance. That's 46,000. There we go. That's 46,000. You just made another retest of it. Jumped into Mara on the curl right here as we're getting to that level on BTC. So if BTC fails 46 again, I think you can get a bit of a push down in Mara. It is 336. I didn't see the early look on the imbalances for the total number, but I can tell you individually Snapchat's not there anymore. So, you know, it was 1.6 million to buy. I was looking for a VWAP retracement going into 350. I don't see it anymore, so it's not significant. I won't put that trade on. The entire reason was if it was a big buy imbalance and it might have been a bounce off VWAP, I would have tried to take it at 350, but nothing doing here in terms of the imbalances yet.
All right, we just finished off our Amazon trade on that 154 break, and it looks like that was a good one, right? There's the break of the 200 period MA. So again, we follow our rules and we cash out again on Amazon. Affirm still bleeding. Bye-bye. Like I said, we really, really love that stock. We love that stock a lot. And we also are starting to love this stock even more. And again, guys, I just hope that you're, watch the watch. Watch the watch. Yeah, it's like trick. It's
the
like
shirt too.
Yeah, everything, man. It's a trick. Trick. All right, the one thing that's not a trick is all the trades I'm showing you, because you guys can have all of these trades as well. Look at this Rivian trade. Sure, I told you that we really, really shit the bed on this Rivian trade earlier, okay? But it came back in. We hit it twice with confidence. We gave ourselves 5 cents. When you're going to give yourselves 5 cents worth of risk to make it's 16 cents right now, of course, we got a whole bunch out, 2-to-1, right there at VWAP, a whole crap ton out. Look at the move, though, that's happening right now. Nice move back in. Time to empty out the clip. Opposite reload. Okay, we're getting empty. What happened? Was that it? That was it? Oh, yeah, it's a quick one. Okay, so we are reloaded right there on Rivian, and we're emptying it out to the downside. Look at Alibaba. Let's go, Alibaba. You got this one, buddy. Let's see if this one can get up to the upside. Let's go 71.40s right now for Alibaba. And again, it's a decent sized position because you know we got some shares on that. We've got shares on this stock. So we'll see what happens right now. Does the BTC ETF mean BTC will be halted? No, you cannot halt Bitcoin.
No, like Bitcoin itself, no, but in like a traded instrument, like an ETF itself, like that can actually get halted. Like ETFs do halt. MSOS halted the other day. It doesn't happen very often, but it is physically possible. Like if you trade on the NASDAQ, New York, AMEX, formerly the AMEX, I guess we're supposed to call it the NYSE now, like NYSE Arca, yeah. So those can halt, but Bitcoin, no, it's still a 24-hour market. That's part of the rub here as well. Like you have to remember, at least there's a couple of crypto traders I know. One of them is a family member, and he's just like, and I asked him if he was interested in trading, and he's like, well, why? Like I can trade 24 hours directly Bitcoin, and on top of it, like I can have my real job as well. I don't have to worry about market hours, which is some of the appeal for him. So I don't think this is necessarily the be-all end-all of trading vehicles for Bitcoin, because I think the weekend moves are still a big deal. That's not going to be the ETFs thing either. So ultimately, yes, it can halt. My guess is something stupid happens on one of these within 1 week. I'm not going to tell you which. I have no idea which one. I just feel as if it'll be new for everybody. Someone will probably turn an algo on and screw something up at some point, because those types of things happen early on. So the only new trade for me was Mara. It's really doing a little bit of a dance in here. I just had the Bitcoin chart up, and then I closed it. So I'll just go to this one. What? We've closed this connection. Whatever. So we're still underneath that 46,000 level as Mara's pulling back in, but it is creeping higher. So I want to make sure I can scalp some of this out, because understanding that this is still going green, I was expecting a little bit of a turn, pull back like you did before, and then as it pulls back, this would just drop down. Well, it didn't do that. Like we actually got back up to that local high on Bitcoin, so I'm going to take some out inside the range and then wait for 25 even for the rest of it there. It is an advantage there. Shout out to in the chat there, Peter Ransom, BTC in your 401k. We've been able to do that in Canada for a hot minute because there's been an ETF here in Canada for a while for Bitcoin and ETH as well.
Yeah, just like GBTC and ETHE, you guys could have done that for the last 5 years. Put it in there and keep it in there if you want to. Yeah, up to you. I think it's a good move, man. I'm not selling anything. I looked in today and I was just like, oh, that's nice, and just passed on that one as well. As it's, I got all these stocks in the portfolio, so I'm not going to do anything like that. But hey, if you're riding with me, guys, some of you said you didn't want to take an NVIDIA short. Okay. It's now $1.50 in the money right now for it. So there it is. Yeah. Sticky note, yada, yada, yada. Who would ever follow that thing? Right now down to 541. There it is right now. It's not, guys, it's not $1 winner. I'm not going to do it. It's a $2 winner. Let's wait to see where it goes, though, from here. We talked about this. Let's go, NVIDIA. Wow, are we on one, guys? Wow. Okay, good trade there on NVIDIA, that's for sure. I mean, who had the balls to short it? I'm surprised I did, but there it is, man. Nice move for NVIDIA. Just a $2 winner there, Patrick. I hope you got this short as well. Is Patrick behind us, man? This guy's chart started to now trade things other than Mara. Good idea. Look at this. Nice downside move here, trying to break lower. We're right back at this area. This could be, I mean, we saw it fall apart yesterday. What goes up must come down. Not always true, but in this situation, it is. So here comes NVIDIA. We've seen NVIDIA close at the high of the day. This could fail right now as well. So fail by meaning like fail on the short. We're already in this trade. It's $2 in the money, and definitely worth celebrating to some extent, but we could still bounce back higher here, right? So maybe I'll just be very, very careful with this. What is that top wick there? That's only 5. So you could just bounce so much, man. If I take $2, then I'm going to say, oh, why did I get out? But 540 needs to break. So if that doesn't break, then this probably starts to go back up to the upside. So you know what we're going to do here? We're going to put a trailing stop, and it's going to be pretty simple where we're going to go with this one. I'm going to cancel all my trades to the upside. If it continues to blow up, then fine. 541.25. That's it. It looks like it might hit very, very soon. Let's just get out if it does that. We'll take it, guys. We're $2 in the money. Let's take that trade, man. We gave it to you as it was written, and that's it right there. Awesome trade. I couldn't be happier with it. I was nervous about that trade. I still think 540 could be something there. So let's just take the trade.
Bitcoin broke big.
Yeah, Bitcoin's going to the upside, so we'll hear about that one coming through very, very soon. So that's another reason to get out of NVIDIA. We can check out Coinbase. Watch Bitcoin bottom right now. Nothing happening in Coinbase whatsoever right now.
So we were actually cruising to the downside. Bitcoin made that hard right turn, got right to 45.7, and then did a you-know-what candle. So you'll see I took the profit and ran very, very quickly on Mara. That's a situation where you see that happen. Now, I was already thinking scalp trade. I got out at break even, said, why even mess around with a hammer candle like that? Because we're anticipating, they could announce it at 4:01 for all I know.
I don't think we know anything.
No, we don't know. Someone asked, what time do you know? And I was like, I have no clue. It could be 4:01, it could be 4:50, it could be 5:50. We're just expecting it to be aftermarket. That's it. It'll just be aftermarket. So I would expect there's going to be some post-market trading if you guys are into that kind of a thing. I would personally, I just obviously trade with caution. You know, have a plan of, if you're going to do it, have a plan of action, have an out, be very certain of what you can and can't do in terms of executions and stop orders and all that good stuff, because you can definitely get yourself burned. There's opportunities in the aftermarket. You can get yourself burned pretty bad as well. I'm going to close this off in Lucid. I'm on the bid at 40. I said if it got to 40, that was going to be the target.
Boy.
It went 360 to 340. Now it's flushing.
Yep.
Okay. It's right back at my short level. I have to get in.
We be flushing on this one. Look at Coinbase doing absolutely nothing. Watch Bitcoin. That's why we have it up right here. 54,444, whatever. Over to Brendo.
What?
Hey, Fabian.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
So this is going to look silly. I actually shorted GBTC up there, and then I got out for 20 cents, and now it's absolutely tanking. So there it goes, man. We went right over to the Bitcoin ETF and started to short the living you-know-what out of it, and we only got one fill, and that was that. So we'll wait to see. Lots of prints going through now, lots of volume kicking in right there. It just spiked up $1. Why did it do that? So we'll have to wait to see again. Someone hacked into our account. Let's wait to see what happens on that one coming through now. All right, Rivian. Money, 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 money. If you don't like the money thing, you're watching the wrong show. I'll tell you that right now. It got Sharif in the building, and if it gets you in the building, you can apply to work here as well, and then you say what's up. That was Sharif's favorite thing, so we'll hit it for him again, as Sharif used to sit right behind me right there, and I used to be like, who's this guy wearing all these track shirts and all this kind of stuff? It looks like the guy works out. And then all of a sudden started to befriend him.
Those were like basketball shirts, man. Yeah, there's no sleeves on that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was that. And then he used to wear all those, I don't know, is the Arsenal? I don't even know the team that he likes. But Dallas Cowboys for sure, which will probably lose this weekend to Green Bay. So that should be fun for him. But here comes a firm trying to make that downside move. I'm still watching GBTC, but it's 346 right now. And I'm kind of like, I still got another 40 minutes right after this show. So if you guys think that this was a good show, wait till you see this one. It's the market recap show. Make sure you join me every single day. Just take half off of what, Rock Docs? Rivian? I mean, we've already destroyed that one. We talked about getting some revenge, and that's exactly what we did on Rivian right there for a nice little trade on that one. Para, we're out. That's no problem. Alibaba, we got out on that little bit of a move up. Alibaba's going to be a positive name for us. And then Affirm just keeps on going. So I'm going to wait. We do have those imbalances coming out very, very soon. If anything does hit, with the Bitcoin, Brennan's sitting at his desk. I see him right there. And whenever I see, we'll do this right now. The GOAT for the news coming through. If anything hits, we'll get that. But my eyes on the price of Bitcoin and on GBTC right now. Everything else is kind of secondary for me. We'll just watch this money and just keep on trading that through the laundromat, man, as it keeps on going. So
it's all over the place.
Yeah, man. Again, thank you so much for all the support here today.
Exactly, and we appreciate you so much, everybody. And I think what's happening is probably getting a lot of positioning in front of the news, right? So the whipsaw action, people are just kind of getting ready. Like if they wanted to take profit out, if they wanted to get exposure to, it's just going absolutely nuts. I expect to be trading para tomorrow, but just remember, these kind of things do, oftentimes if it can't hold higher and it's deal speculation, people take that profit when they get the chance. You always want to make sure, like, look what's going on with the stock. It was already coming off of some highs as well. I think this is going to be a trade tomorrow, no question about it. I'm out of Lucid, but I think I look short again. It was day one of a flat bottom break for Lucid. Stocks in the gates of hell. It is trending to the downside. It's a short till it's not. It broke that 360 and it did not have any real bounce. There's no consecutive green candles on the 15-minute chart for the entirety of the day. If I'm not thinking a short tomorrow, then I'm not thinking for a stock like this. If we're not, well, maybe this is true of Affirm. I don't know if it's true of Affirm or not. I got out of my last Affirm. I was short multiple times in Affirm. I got out of my last one here, and I'm not happy with it. It'll end up being a good stock, but I don't judge it by that. I judge it by why was I not back in that short at 44.20? If I liked it here multiple times throughout the day, then why didn't I like it at the end of the day? It happens to you, but you can always try to be better, and that would be like the new adding to positions. You can get into it, but if you see a secondary entry, take the secondary entry. We got less than 1 minute till the imbalances. Oh, we didn't give the actual number. It was 4 million to buy, which is nothing, but we'll have a look anyways when 350 does hit. It was literally
59 million, Brendo.
Oh, now it's 59.
What's up, Brendo?
Just be aware, there's more tweets flying around, guys. This time from Bitcoin Magazine, making the call saying it's a done deal. So SEC approving spot Bitcoin ETFs. Again, that's from Bitcoin Magazine. So that caused that spike there on BTC.
We knew they were approved last night, man. They were approved last night. The SEC screwed it up. They tweeted it out by accident, blamed a hacker, and we'll move on from that. So that's what that is. Get ready for tonight. Join me. I'll announce it when it's official. Bitcoin ETFs approved everywhere. You're going to hear that tonight. So watch out for that. And you can see what's happening right now to GBTC. Damn, Daniel. Why didn't we just hold that short? Because I didn't know. Like I said, I believe it's probably going to be a sell the news kind of event, man. We talked about that over and over again. So it looks like that is what that's going to be, as there's Bitcoin right now. All right, what just happened right there? Alibaba? Oh, it just dropped in. Okay, that's fine. Didn't really change my net. I guess Alibaba went up and then went down. We got out there real fast, man. Our last long was 29. We got out on that break. So we just got out right now at 25. Breaking lower. So actually we will wind up being a small hit there on Alibaba, to be honest with you, but very, very small. It's now 350. What's the number?
The overall number I haven't seen. The only imbalance of any size is TLT. Like literally nothing. TLT 5.2 million to the sell side. Everything else is minuscule. I mean, Intel at 860,000 is the next biggest. There's nothing in here. So we thought it was going to be a small number based on the early look. The biggest of the big cap tech is 450,000 to sell on Amazon. That's a nothing burger. Look, I don't expect TLT to have actually done anything though.
NVIDIA, dude, it must be a sell. Oh, why did we got out at 541. That's okay, but look at this move. I knew we'd do this, so whatever. It's just like, Sean, man, you're too easy to read. You knew you had it. You got out. That is what it is. I do want to give a big shout out to Chris Brecher. He's not going to be joining me today. I hope you get better, my guy, off of back surgery. But he's always, every time he's on the show, he always reminds me of this call that we made when he was on the show with Pan W. I asked him what he thought. This is where I just added to the position down here. Like I said, I don't even know what my average price is on this name, but we were buying this down here and it was on an earnings. This must have been this candle right here, this day. I could probably look it back up November 15th. It was the
day after.
Yeah, well, remember they reported on Friday. So anyways, all the way to the downside there, and then it just blasted to the upside. So I was asking him about this because we were at the 50 period, and he's always like, man, oh man, that was your best call. I'm like, oh, thanks, man. But I still think we can find better ones, but that's a good one. We love cybersecurity, as Neil talked about. Crowd.
Crowd's been great as well.
Their CrowdStrike. I was going to say CrowdSpace, but it's CrowdStrike. I don't want
to take anything away from them. I like Palo Alto better. It's the one I own. But in CrowdStrike, I actually think CrowdStrike was a bigger percentage mover in 2023 than Palo Alto was.
I'm not even in the chat.
I'm pretty sure they had a better year.
My computer's frozen again.
Maybe just, I had to. Mine crashed. I had to reopen the chat at one point.
Where is Rob? Anyway,
we're getting that RAM, baby. It's ordered. I feel like, do we deserve more RAM for our PCs? I think we deserve it. But there's some people I saw people throwing around in the chat that there was already an approval. I'm not making this up because I just double checked. Apparently there was an actual page people referencing on Twitter on the SEC website, which had it, and then it got retracted.
Ooh,
it's hacked. It's happening tonight. There's no question about it. Let's get to Brendan.
No, it's official, guys. So yeah, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission approving 11 spot Bitcoin ETF filings here. So it looks like this time it is official. I did see that image as well. Somebody grabbed a screen cap of the actual page and then they took it down. But I mean, there's a number of sources circulating this now, so it looks like it's done.
Okay, good. So that's great news. And if anybody's trying to message me in the chat, I have no access to anything other than to the trading software. So I apologize, I do not see anything. All right, but right now, Rivian, I'm just gonna get it all out, honestly. I mean, this has been a monster move to the downside right here, and we'll celebrate. Like I said, man, we're green today, and it's been a good day. Naturally, there we go, we punch out, we get half print again. As you guys can imagine, when you have trades like this on, it's not hard to be positive. AFRM, we really love that name. I'm going to be trading this pretty much every day moving forward now, that's that. So we're starting to punch out now, punching out of a firm, punching out of it all, and just watching it. The problem is I can't restart anything because I have the market recap all loaded up. And if I do that, then it will reset everything. So I'm just going to have to wait and wait patiently. We now are out of everything, and I'll cancel some of these offers or some of these stop orders. Like my stop on a firm, guys, was 20 cents. We just took $1.70 or whatever that was on that, right? So it's all good. We're just waiting around. We'll see. It's 3:55, and that's that. So we can probably head over. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you join me on the market recap show. And today we'll have Fibonacci Princess on. I'm going to talk to her all about everything. And you can watch KB Holmes with me, as that should be an exciting one as well. All right, everybody. Peace. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, Shed, a great look there. Affirm has been a great short for a while now. Every single day there's been good opportunities. I see some questions about why isn't Bitcoin moving right now. This is what everybody expected. So you had some whipsaw action before. I expect there will be some movement. A couple of times, a second ago, my chart was actually not moving, but we're not getting a ton of crazy action here. It could just be that at the end of the day, this is what everybody was expecting, and sell the news might have already happened to a certain extent. You did have a little bit of a dump going into this. It wasn't a gigantic one. I expect there will be some fireworks. Once we're actually looking at these ETFs and able to trade them, I expect a lot of things are going to change there. Sorry, I was just looking at where we closed on iRobot. A lot of times when a stock does this, I'm very interested in where is the big level at the end of the day that holds up? Like, where are people comfortable buying? Where is it dumping? So that tomorrow, if it's going to be another gigantic move in iRobot off the Amazon news, are we going to be able to trade that level? So that's pretty much all I'm concerned about there for this, and for Paramount as well. The buyers came back into Paramount in front of that $14 level, so I just mark off 14 and say, hey, look, that's where the buyers were comfortable. That's where they were okay holding it overnight, or anybody stopped selling it into that level, and then it gives you a little bit of a level to work off of. I know we've ignored Apple throughout the day. Okay, Apple, fantastic, it held 185. I'll be a little bit peeved at myself over this because I was looking over at we were watching some Mara. iRobot obviously was going to take our attention there with that big move, but 185 was a sell zone. They decided to buy right in front of it again. So Apple's going to close positive, which is great. And it's going to hold 185. If it can take out this top, I think we can see 187, 188, which is a good level. We got about 3 minutes to go. I don't anticipate putting any other trades on at the end of the day. You have to see something very specific as a day trader, or try to hold something into the auction if you're going to trade this late. Oddly enough, Coinbase is doing I don't want to say the opposite of what I would have expected. I would have thought that Coinbase would be failing under 150 when the news came out, just as a sell the news type of thing, but it is holding above. So you don't always get the price action you want. It's too late to have traded anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. I know we'll be on this stock probably in Mara in tomorrow's trade. And just look at the levels where they've told you it matters. 157, 161.5, 153. That's what it's all about there. Jack CW, you put it in there. I see you. Does Oxy want 55 this week? Look, I don't know if Oxy's getting to 55. What I do know about Oxy at that price level is it always bounces off that level, and I think we all have an idea why. It's the Buffett bottom. Anybody that knows this, every time this stock gets down around here, it makes a bounce, and then after it's bounced, you hear the news come out, Warren Buffett has bought another X amount of shares in Occidental. So if it gets down to that price, will I be looking for longs? The answer is yes. Keep it simple, stupid is the kind of thing that it's an easy thing to listen to. When I came on in the midday, when I came in the midday and talked about risk management and avoiding massive losses and doing the simple things to do that, it was summarized by one of the viewers, and all they said was keep it simple, stupid. And it's actually true. But there are ways in which you end up not doing that as a trader, and that's going to be the point. If you're interested, go check it out. It's on my Twitter. It's on YouTube as well. And it has to do with avoiding massive hits with very, very simple steps, and the reasons why people don't do it. Because it's frustrating when people don't protect themselves against massive downside risk when it seems obvious. They just get lazy. They're like, the chances are remote. But if it costs you nothing, you should do it anyways. So I like Oxy down around that 55 level. Henry saying ETH might be a better bet. Maybe. It might be. But we'll be looking at BTC tomorrow. No questions asked. And for sure, whatever ETF goes live, we'll be all over those bad boys as well. So I don't know what chart that is that we have up there right now. But we got less than 30 seconds to go. It has been a great day in the markets. We'll be green one more time. We got one bull in here. I thought we changed it to two bulls, but we got at least one bull next to me, and it has been a bullish kind of day. But it is time to drop the countdown, get the camera off me, and throw it on to Adara here. In less than 10 seconds, you'll get the official announcement about the ETF. 3, 2, 1, and ring it. NASDAQ 0.67 to the upside. The ES 0.55 to the upside. It has been a green day, no question about it. Bitcoin closed, well, I mean, it doesn't close, but we actually broke 46,000. It's not really moving all that much. I suppose we would have expected a little bit more, but the price action at the end of the day was pretty wild. Even if it doesn't knock our socks off late here. There was plenty of movement to go around. Want to give a shout out to Fabian as usual and Ramin doing a fantastic job. Every single day they make us look and sound really good. I want to shout out to Rob, who's going to get some more RAM, hopefully by tomorrow morning, which I think we should probably deserve to get there. And once again, Obi filling in for Sharif during the midday. He didn't know he'd be going up. He'd be going every day this week, but that's how everyone steps up around here. So I want to shout out to you there, Obi, and of course Adara doing a great job as well, both with the lessons and sharing her trading journey. Big shout out to Brennan getting us all of the news that happened throughout the day, whether it was iRobot, whether it was Playboy, whether it was the Bitcoin news that you just saw there as well. Shout out to all of you, and shout out to Bears versus Bulls, the best moderator on YouTube, who we always forget, and we should not forget to mention. We should say it every single day. I should say it every single day. I'll put that on myself. You know who I am. You know where you're headed. You do have KB Holmes earnings, but I think you're going to want to talk a little crypto, a little bit NVIDIA as well, in the market recap with Sean.
309. All right, and I just hear Brendan telling me right now, thank you. I actually didn't need it, but thank you, Ramin. For that, I'm just hearing Brendan say again, the SEC has screwed up again, and potentially none of that Bitcoin stuff got approved at all. So we'll just continue to watch it right now. But we'll wait for it. GBTC is what we will continue to look at as well. Nice little move upside there on GBTC. Thank you so much for watching the Market Recap Show. I'm Sean Katina, and like I said, this is my favorite, so let's go right now. UNG down 5 and a bit again. I'm going to turn this right now over to a daily chart. I like watching this. Let's recap the markets. Oh, good, it's there. I'm so excited. We have Tammy coming through, the Fibonacci princess. Hey, look, that timer just started at 27 minutes, but I get a half hour clean. So right now, 4:02. All right, USO, XLE, some nice downside moves happening right now in the energy space. The energy space is going to be a difficult one because I haven't really been able to understand it. I thought with a lot of these problems in the Red Sea, and I mean, not really the Middle East, but we all know with Palestine, the Gaza Strip and all that, that's not a big area of concern for oil markets because quite frankly, they're not huge oil producing nations. When Libya and Iran and all that kind of stuff gets involved, that's when we look for a little bit of a problem. So watch out for USO. I just heard Neil talk about Oxy a little bit. This name, again, if you're looking for that Buffett bounce, where is it? Because right now you are getting into some of these areas for some concern down there for Occidental. I'd say look at that. But the thing about Oxy is if you're a long-term shareholder, you may want to look, and you're thinking about holding this for a while, CVX with the 4% dividend looking pretty juicy at these levels. So is XOM in my opinion. All of these businesses have ideas as well for carbon neutral. They have some fresh energy ideas and things like that. So although I am pretty biased not wanting to own oil because honestly it's an old technology, as long as production just keeps on happening across the world, it looks like we're going to have, slow down dude. Looks like we're going to have, oh, is that Hydration Nation just missed right there, guys? It looks like we're going to have a soft landing. And if that matters, then we will get the, Brennan just telling me now it's approved. Okay, so we're approved, baby. It looks like now we are now approved. And apparently that is just coming across right now. We are going to wait for KB Homes. I don't see anything here on Benzinga, but the thing that we could do is definitely search up BTC. And let's just have a quick little look at the chart. Oh, no results found. That's good. All right, well, we'll go to BTC, and it's just my platform for Benzinga. Unfortunately, although I do like this platform, doesn't seem to be working right now. So I will get a Bitcoin chart up for you guys immediately when we can. Okay, it's on Brendan's screen if you have that. You can email it to me, or no, that's fine, whatever. Okay, there it is right there, 47 and change. I was using Benzinga, and I don't want to say anything bad about it. It's just when I logged out into this computer here, I feel like there's some issues with it. So there it is right there. Nice move up to 47, you said? 45.9 right now. So just bouncing around here, bouncing around right now. Okay, some symbols that, of course, we can look at. All of these now approved. We actually tweeted this out earlier on today. It looks like, so those are all approved, Brendo? Okay, so if I can find it really quick, just stay with me because I already tweeted it out earlier. Man, this guy has too many tweets. Here they are right, nope. Those are the ones that, here they are right here. So the only thing that Brendo messaged me, another one, Hashdex got it, DEFI. I'll put these all in the chat right now. So it's all of these plus another one that Brendan just gave me, $DEFI. I put that in the chat. IBIT, do we have the BlackRock one? Yes, we do. Grayscale, it's BTCO. It's ARCB. We have that as well. That's approved. It's BTCW. That's approved. Franklin's EZBC. That's approved. The Valkyrie one, BRRR. Machine goes brr. I like that one. That's approved. Fidelity and Bitwise. So we got them all. The only one was DeFi. DeFi was the only one that we missed, and that is approved. And DeFi is Hashdex. All right, I think I would probably just trust ARK or BlackRock, but again, this is what's all good to go, baby. It was a nice move today for BTC and a lot of information, and we said that news would probably come, and there it does, it comes through. Look at XHP, we will wait out for KB Homes. I mean, what a great move this has been for the ETF, right? XHP, a huge upside move. KB Homes, of course, is going to be tomorrow. So not now. We'll wait for that tomorrow morning. KBH, the only thing they're making is more properties, not more land. I really like real estate. I know Brendan got out. Nice move to the upside. You got to take profit. Look at that. Beautiful execution there. Huge move from the summertime. We had those bottoms, not 52-week low, but nice bottom all the way to the top. That's 50% move, right? 20 on 40. We'll take it for KB Homes. If you are nervous, they do report tomorrow. What was up today? You're not going to keep the NASDAQ down for long. In fact, it's only going to go down for 1, 2, 3 days. Then we'll base out right there. That was the beginning of the year. We talked about all the trillions that came out. Now you get that move right back into all-time highs one more time. It's 413 all-time highs. Hey man, Sean only talks about the NASDAQ, correct, but not now. We're going to talk about SPY. Uh-oh, spiders, minutes away. Hydration Nation. Ah, there we go. Hydration Nation. Hi, Tammy, waiting in the green room. How you doing? You're not on yet. All right. Let's keep going, though, with it. Tammy's waiting. That's great to hear. The spiders, again, a nice move back in, right? So they came into that level. You had to buy that dip at 460. Now you're taking out 475. It's a good move. But look at gold today. Gold, downside. Gold trying to bounce off the 50-period MA. That's interesting to me as well. And then SLV coming back in. Look, Brendo and I talked about maybe the format of our podcast. We may do some more stock kind of talk. The purpose of what we're doing here on the market recap is to do exactly that, to recap some of the sectors and some of the big moves that happened sector-wise, not specifically related to stocks. We will talk about that as we go down the list. We'll talk about stocks with Tammy coming up. We do have Sean's sticky note recap. Oh, you got to give me the sticky notes on my desk. Thank you, Fabian. And then we have Trader Stay Late, baby. That's going to be roll call. So if you're with me right now, I want to thank you because now you're rocking. Wow, this could be potentially a record. 3,200 watching at this time. Thank you so much. You can see the energy. I've only been talking for 5 hours. We can go more. We can go more, Fabian. You want to stay late? Yeah. Put the double screen on you. This is how hard Fabian's working. There he is. Hey, what's up, Fabian? He's right beside me, but we don't have the double screen on there. As Ramin's thinking about her date tonight, which she may or may not have, I made that up right there. Okay, let's hurry up. What else was green that we want to talk about? Retail today? Yeah, retail's been pretty nice. I'm not super impressed with retail. I still think that that's a very, very dangerous spot. The names I like in retail, just stick with the winners, man. Why didn't Costco load up there? Cost. Stay with Costco. I really, really like Costco. You can see they're back to 52-week highs. I think you buy that. I think you buy, honestly, this is a name that hasn't been trading well, but I kind of like Nike. I really like the brand. I like what it stands for as far as the history behind it. But I actually, the other day, my wife got me for Christmas a pair of Lulu pants. Yeah, they were fitting pretty comfortably and pretty nice. I like Lululemon. This is another name that's been hit down. If we can get into the 50-period moving average, we can look at that as well. The TLT, of course, the 10-year Treasury. We brought that to you today. We actually tweeted it out earlier that we fell below 4%. So that could get some interest out of this name. We'll see if TLT can retrace back in as well. What a good move in rates lately, as everybody knows about that. Look at Fannie Mae. I mean, maybe mortgages are back in play. We saw that 10-year high now for demand in mortgages. So Fannie Mae over the last little while, a nice move back up to the upside as well. And then of course is it his brother or sister? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So right now, let's go over to Freddie right now. I guess this will be the brother. Nice move on Freddie as well. But okay, I'm pretty happy. I think we've gone over a lot of this right now. I just want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. It's only 4:10, man. We got a lot more to do. Who's here with me right now? Mara. You guys want to look at Mara right now? All right, give Fabian a pizza. Fabian, pizza for you, my guy, right now. All right, let's check out Mara in the aftermarket here. So I do want to show you something. This is a 10-minute chart. Well, we have aftermarket data as well. So let's go. Mara's not doing anything, guys. Come on, guys. He's made me look. You got me on that. Let's just check out for GBTC, because the thing is, Brennan told me in my ear, GBTC possibly has to now switch over because it's an approved ETF. It has to get out of the pink sheets and over to NYSE ARCA. Okay, so that looks like that will happen. Not certain on the date, but ASAP, Brennan saying tomorrow. So, all right, tomorrow. So that symbol will be gone. Maybe we can have Jeff Mendel on at some point. I think he's scheduled for next week. We'll talk to Jeff about that if he wants to come tomorrow. Jeff's probably listening. I'm going to say he used to be VP of Sales. So I don't know what his title is, but Jeff Mendel, bigwig over there. We love you, buddy. Hopefully he'd come back. And the last time he was here, we went to a really nice restaurant, and then I had to run back here for the after show, and that was a fun show. But anyways, there it goes, GBTC to the upside there. Late upside push in the last 10 minutes for GBTC, leaving pink sheets, OTC markets, heading over to NYSE ARCA. It's XLE downside, it's USO downside. I do want to talk a little bit about Deere. As Tammy mentioned Deere to me, the thing is that I really like XLI. And this is, again, the industrial ETF. On a daily chart, you're going to say, wow, Sean, you're really missing the boat on this one because you should have bought it down here. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But look at the weekly chart. There is still more room to run on well, I mean, it's breaking higher, but you still have a lot of support into here. Forget about this bottom. I like this bottom support of 107 and change here on XLI. The name that still has some value in it, check out the Russell 2000, right? The Russell 2000 today, despite the NASDAQ being up 0.68, despite the SPY being up 0.55, the IWM is all the way down here, and it didn't click, it's only up 0.6 today. Look for some relative weakness in the IWM and take advantage of it. If this can come back in a little bit, I just feel like if we are going to decrease the rates, that works for small to mid-sized companies. The IWM, the Russell 2000, you ready for this? We got another one coming through right now. It's going to be some, ooh, she's got it quickly right there. How's your trading going today, everybody? I think we had some great trades. We actually had enough gumption at the end of the day, and unfortunately, gumption, that's right, Ramin. Maybe it's too old of a word, but it's kind of like feeling. We had that, maybe I'm not using that right. I'll talk to Tammy about that. Is that right, Tammy? Gumption? But anyways, we were long NVIDIA, long NVIDIA, long NVIDIA, until at the end of the day, it does take something to short this, doesn't it? We shorted NVIDIA right there at the end of the day. That's the short against this level. And look at the cash, man. That's $2 to the downside right there. So a nice little move into the downside there for NVIDIA near the end of the day. This was one of my top stocks. And the funny thing is that right into here, man, we didn't have much faith in our own abilities, I guess, because we were long and out. Then we went long again and dropped it, thinking that 541 was a problem, which it was, but then immediately turned up, and then we turned down. Look at NVIDIA in the aftermarket, though, retaking those highs. Wow, unbelievable move for NVIDIA. If you think the short on this play is right, I'm going to talk to Tammy about this one as well, because there's so much I got to talk to her about. I want to find out the fibs here on NVIDIA, because honestly, guys, look at this move. So we had the 500 break 3 days ago, but if you're going to go back 4 days, this thing was at 480. So on 480, you've added $70 up here to 550 now. You know, so you're basically adding 15 to 20% in 4 days. Does this stock retrace? I think it does, but you may lose enough money trying to gamble on that, and I'm not sure it's going to be the right one. We are streaming live right now. We are streaming live on Twitch, on Twitter, on X. That's two things, Twitter and X, right? And then we're also streaming live on YouTube. And guess what, baby? We've got a podcast now. This will be potted up. As soon as this is over, go over to Spotify. Is it just on Spotify right now? Or it's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, all of that. We're in all of that. Apple Podcasts, not Apple Music, unless I start rapping over something. You got a beat for me, man? But right now, we're going to get ready to go with Tammy very, very soon. But that's it. It was a great day in the market. And we also, I just want to show this. If anything starts to move, we have these races set up. So they're only every 2 minutes. If anything starts to move on here, we will get identified from this. Roma, recent IPO, and sponsor of the show, Roma Financial, right? These guys just IPO'd the other day. Nice move for Roma there. Again, only up 30%, right? Again, thanks to Roma for everything they do with our show as well. Recent IPO coming through there, Roma. All right, I'm ready if she is. Is she ready? Let's go. Hi, Tammy. How are you?
I'm great, Sean. How are you doing?
I am not doing too bad at all. I heard you. I saw you in the green room. Thank you. I don't know if you heard some of the things that I said. We had a little bit of fun there. You heard that word before, gumption?
That's not really a word I use very often.
It's not really a word. Okay, somebody please Google that, look it up, and let me know what that means. But okay, let's go. You messaged me about a few things, and we messaged back and forth. What a move the last couple days on NVIDIA. I mean, I feel like me and you just met, but every time you're on, we talk about these crazy chip names, and for good reason. You have anything to tell us about NVIDIA?
Well, of course I do.
Well, then I'm happy.
The Fibonacci princess. I'm the one that helps you define your risk.
I like it. We like that.
The best tool you have in your toolbox. So of course I have advice on NVIDIA.
All right, let's go.
You know what my advice is, though? My advice is to trail up your stops if you're bullish.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you to short it here. I don't like telling people to, step out in front of freight trains. So I do have timing for a high. If you look down here towards the bottom of my screen, where you see all these little pink lines, and yes, of course, pink is my favorite color.
Okay.
Where it says NVIDIA and NVIDIA daily, a
Yep.
lot of times though I put high or low there. But this is timing for a high. You see that 10 and that W, that means the 10th, which is Wednesday, 11th, which is Thursday, and then of course the line starts to drop a little bit on the 12th of Friday. The larger the lines, the higher percentage chance that we are going to see timing kick in, and this is timing resistance. Also, in addition to that, I have price resistance.
Right.
Let me show you what I am looking at, and I'm telling my my clients in the
Tammy,
live
can we
trading room that I do.
Can we
So-
slow, Tammy?
I'm sorry?
Can we just slow down a little bit here? I've never heard of that DTP stuff that you were just talking about, and I was actually looking at it and was extremely, extremely interested. You mentioned, so that's the 11th, right, on there? So the 11th is tomorrow. Are we talking those are? So what exactly is that saying? It's too overextended? Is it like an RSI? Or I was trying to follow it because I'm really super interested in all of this. So can we just go over that one more time quickly?
Sure, absolutely. So basically, I'm using Fibonacci numbers to also find time resistance and time support.
Okay.
Of course, right now I'm looking at time resistance. So I use Fibonacci price relationships to find support and resistance in the market. And this is just the timing that I use. And so I have timing from using previous swings in the market.
Okay.
Okay. So the swing that we're currently in is the one that I looked at. And I've looked at other swings
Okay.
in the market previously and said, hey, we could get a pullback here. Okay. So that's what those red numbers are too. Those red numbers that are giving us price resistance are actually previous swings in the market. All right. So I look at larger swings. I look at swings inside the swings. You know, I look at swings that have happened already in the market and I make predictions from that.
All right, so that makes sense. So what we're looking at right now is that what? You still have those tops, all those lines drawn. I was still looking at your chart there. We have all these tops at 550. For me, as just a very, very simple mind, this is why I have you guys on, because I am not advanced. I like that key level of 550. Why? Because it's 550. It's the same reason why we took $13 on the long breaking 500. It's the same reason why we took $20 yesterday on the long of 520. Just playing these key levels, right? It's why we looked at 540 today as a bouncing spot, which was exactly right. So
nice,
it's
even numbers.
Yeah. So it looks like they're all kind of lining up with some of the charts that you're looking at. So I could see 549.65 up there to 559, and then that top target there, 570.86, and then what do we have up there? 595.
Now that is the third target off of this swing. So the larger swing that I was looking at was the one that started on the 24th of August and bounced on the 31st of October. Okay. And we've already met the first target off of that larger swing. The third target is way up there. Then what I did is all these setups you're seeing are setups that I gave clients in my room and said, hey, this is where you can get an NVIDIA. So this is another pullback, and that is the third target off of that swing. Okay, so we met the third target would be at 595. That's the 2618. So we went through both of the targets of this smaller swing. Okay. And then we also went through both of the targets of this smaller swing. And the third target off of that smaller one is right there at 554.
Okay.
So we are very extended on NVIDIA is what I'm telling you. We're through the first target of the larger swing and then targets of the smaller swings.
Yeah, I get the same feeling about all of this with NVIDIA for sure as we continue to go to the upside. So another name that's trading a little bit different, we'll come over to my screen. I'll give you a second to load it up. It's going to be Roblox, Tammy. And by the way, guys, I just want to talk to everybody. Just come to my screen quickly, Ramin, if we can. We do have new breaking news. Watch this, Tammy. This is pretty cool. Watch this. It's breaking news. Right here. Okay, so it's KB Homes right now. Q4 is out right now. Housing revenues 6.4 to 6.8 billion. It looks like it's looks like we got a nice beat here. Q4 EPS 185 versus 169 with sales blasting to the high side as well. We will wait to see if they give any sort of there's the earnings insight, so you can get all of this, of course, from Benzinga. We'll see if they do or do not guide, but here's KB Homes. As we talked about this as well earlier, potentially, look at the daily. Oh, here, this is the daily right now. Potentially at some highs for KBH again, and a little pullback. We just touched $60, flushing downside just a little bit. But okay, so KB Homes is out. We did want to talk about that quickly. All right, Tammy, Roblox. I really like Roblox. The reason why, let me see if I can zoom back out a little bit. This top up here, I thought we were going to break it. I just thought we had touched it once back in, this is September of 22. What am I even talking about? Then again right there in October, then again in the spring, then again in the summer, and then again right now we touched $48. Am I insane looking for this name? We keep on stopping at those highs. Now we're pulling back. I'd really like to know, Tammy, where can a simple mind like me buy Roblox?
Well, I have risk clearly defined, and right before the show, I also decided to look at some timing here on Roblox. And as you can see, I had some higher bars earlier this week, which is where we got that retest of the low from last week. Let's see, that was on Monday, that we retested that low from last Thursday. Okay, now listen, it looks like we're just kind of trying to make up our mind here, right? And the only thing that gives me a little bit of caution is that we keep retesting. I really would like to see us retest and just get a nice bounce out of it. But, you know, maybe you've got some further insight into it. I will tell you this. This is my setup zone. If we take out that 40.49, then I would say get the funds out, GTFO.
I like that. I like
something else, okay? Get the funds out and go and find something else because you will have gone through the bullish symmetry of this swing up, which means we could make a much deeper downside correction. That's the great thing about my work, the Fibonacci Princess, is that I give you defined risk and I tell you, you know what? Hey, you know, and I am looking at something back here. This might be what our problem is. Yep. We've got price resistance on the way up.
Oh no.
And that's gonna cause a little bit, you know, but you know, at some point it's got to bounce though, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Tammy, I spent
At some point it's got to bounce, and guess what? My daughter is on Roblox now. I finally ripped the Band-Aid off and let her do it. So once I figured out that privacy feature. So
Tammy,
I do think Roblox is not going anywhere, and there are going to be more and more children getting on it and playing it. So.
Tammy, you know what I did? So like when I found out that my wife was just like obsessed with Starbucks and everything like that, I was like, what? We're paying $5 for a Frappuccino mocha green tea latte? You know, I was like, there's only one way that I can possibly combat that. And that was to buy Starbucks. Because I figure like, if I could just make $5 a day on the stock, then, you know, I'll be able to pay for said things. So on Roblox, this is why I'm so excited about this stock, is because I spent so much money giving it to this company because my kids are on it, and I agree with you. The only feature on there is the voice chat. That's why it has a higher rating, because with voice chat, it's impossible to figure out what people are talking about. So just disable that feature, and I think you will be fine. But I definitely like me some Roblox. And, you know, my favorite princess used to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but hey, it's the Fibonacci Princess now, so we like that one. We're running out of time, Tammy. There's so many things to always talk about. I'm going to try to find some more space for you on this show. Maybe I can get you to come on at 2:45, and you can come on to our show while the market's open. I think a lot of traders would like that as well. And,
absolutely.
Okay, good. I'll figure that out. The other thing, too, is I just have to tell you this. I will be stealing that GTFO. I'm just telling you that. I will give you credit. And I speak about 25,000 words a day, but at least a couple times I will be saying Fibonacci Princess because I will be giving you that credit. Where can they find you, Tammy?
Fantastic. I'm Trader Tammy 1 on Twitter, and right now I'm working at Elliott Wave Trader as an independent contractor.
Perfect. Go find Tammy, and I'll say thank you once again. A new friend of the show and a good one. Thank you, Tammy.
Thanks you, everybody. Have a good evening.
Ciao, 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 ciao. All right. Pretty good. I like it. I like Roblox. I was kind of just talking tongue-in-cheek there about you never really want to buy, but I actually did that. Like my wife was spending all this money at Target. When Target came here in Canada, I bought Target shares and turned out okay. Thank God I don't have them right now. And then Starbucks. And then you know what I actually did? Here's something for everybody out there. I realized that my internet was with Bell Media, which is here, cell phones with Bell. So this is equivalent to a Verizon or to a Sprint, or that's gone, and T-Mobile, anything like that. So what I did was they pay like a 5% dividend, give or take. I'll have to look it up. So whatever, man, I just dropped 10 grand in there, and then all you get every single year is you get that $500 just in a dividend with the 5%, and I just pay cell phone bills with that. You know, it's not a great idea, but it's something there if you wanted a little bit of an idea. It's like passive investing, passive bill paying. I don't know, I'm an idiot. All right, what else do you want to talk about right now? It's sticky note recap. Well, Fabian was supposed to bring it to me, but in hindsight, we can review it real quick. I mean, I should be able to find the sticky note if I search my own Twitter account, you would think, right? All right, let's see if we can find it. Oop, I misspelt it, so that's not gonna work out. Here comes Ramin, she's gonna get it to us. It's Sticky Note Nation time, so here we go. I have a little logo on there. The one thing that we put on here today, okay, yeah, good enough. Coinbase, so the first trade that we had on board, you know what though? It's not gonna make too much sense unless I actually find it so I can show it to you on here. But we did have Coinbase as the #1 name on the sticky note today. Let's just find out what Coinbase is doing here in the after hours so we're not all like distracted with what I'm doing. Here, oh, there it is, I just found it. All right, sticky note review time, let's go. All right, so here it is upside. Maybe I can just sort of put this over here. Let me see if I can find out a way to do this. Let's just do this. There we go. Haha. All right, there it is. Does that work? All right, so you can see the sticky note there. I know you probably can't see it great, but it's Coinbase 144. Okay, so let's just do this right here quickly for 3 minutes. 3-minute chart. All right, so why did we like the 144? If you're looking on a daily chart right here, 144 is all the way down into here. Sorry, this is a 10-minute chart. I need longer than that. Let's go to a 60-minute chart. So here's 144. If you don't know why I thought this was going to be a short, you're watching the wrong show. I thought we could break below this. I love daily support and resistance breaks. I thought this was a sell the news event for Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin's price right now? It doesn't seem like it wants to move too much on this Bitcoin ETF. We were wrong on this trade, okay? We thought it was gonna break through 144. But again, what I've decided to do here is when we have this right here, right? 144 short, what do we decide to do instead? Well, look at my trade today on Coinbase. Let's go over here and look at it. We actually wind up putting some damage on Coinbase today. So Coinbase, we actually started shorting it real quick, right? We got involved in this name right here, high of the pre-market for Coinbase. So we started shorting it, we took some profit, not early. It broke higher. So that short is 149, that out is 150, that's a fail. But if you're short at 149 and you're out at 150, it's a $1, $2, $3, $4, $1 hit, okay? But guess what? Good math. It came back in and I was like, you know what? I saw Mr. John Reinhardt. I saw some of you guys in the chat. You're like, be patient, bro. That's Bitcoin right now, 45.6. Be patient with the move down, okay? So I just re-shorted. I was like, you know what? I'll try one more time. If I lose $1 again, ho-hum, it's first thing, it's fine. Look at this. There's the dollar take. Actually, that's $1.50. So there you go. On half of it, we take out $1.50. Why did we take out of half? It's to cover this trade. So right now we're trading, we're playing with house money. Okay? Then all of a sudden it comes in. It dances around. We should have waited for 144. We got out at 145. Why did we do that? Because it was a $4 winner. That was loud. Lose 1 on the upside, make 4 on the downside. $1.50 plus 4, add it together, it's a good trade. But look, that 144 bounces. We'll watch out for Coinbase tomorrow or at another time down there to 144. That's Coinbase, okay? What else do you want to talk about? We're over time, I got to go. It's Sticky Note Nation. It's NVIDIA long 529. Well, we missed that long, but we already talked about NVIDIA. Rewind, we really like that one. Intel short 49, never got there. Amazon long 151. Amazon was a great trade. SoFi was a great long as well. So far today, we had SoFi. Let's just talk about SoFi. Amazon was a bigger trade for me, but SoFi was interesting. Let's break this down quick time. All right, SoFi, we like the long, okay? But it does not take out. Look at that. We wrote down SoFi, by the way, 865 on SoFi. 865. That's the high of the day. At least we got the level, right? Now, why did we like it? Here's SoFi. And again, what is this? It's a daily break. I thought we could break that, but we didn't. It came in. We just said, you know what? Let's buy this off the open, okay? May not come back in. It got to 830. We bought that level. Then it tanked in. And now we're looking at the bottom right here. What is the bottom of this range? I don't know if you guys can see that. That's 815. Oh, no. There we go. Bang. What happened? Oh, you hit the sticky note thing? Thank you for that. 815, we ran that all the way back up. We have the bottom of the day, we have the top of the day. It's Trader TV, Sean. You can follow me every single day. I want to thank Trader Tammy, the Fibonacci Princess, Tammy. Thank you so much for coming through again as well. Thank you to everybody here. You know what? The last thing says traders stay late. So that means we got to acknowledge everybody that's still here. It's roll call time. I got to say a big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. He's been sending me this recap and the super chats for a while. I'm going to go over super chats in 1 second. If you super chatted today, man, I'm going to get you in 1 second. Thank you so much for all that. Who's here, man? Traders stay late. Hashtag. We've got a podcast now. You're on the podcast right now if you're in the chat. So let me find out who's there. Hey, Hugh is here. I'm not going to say your full name, but you're right here. Hugh with a J. He's here. What's up, Tango Sierra? Dr. Strange has been here for a while. Bang. What's up to Patrick? I saw you in the chat earlier on the show. Thank you so much for watching right now. Patrick is in the building. Just Gaming Life. Sup, dude. Sup. He's here as well. You rock, Sean. That's Bears vs. Bulls. You rock, my friend, as we go. The GOAT. Where is he? Brendan's gone, but I'm here. I'll take it for now. What's up? Hey, Gumption. What's up, Jody? Put it in the chat. What does Gumption mean? Dollar. Everyone get ready to holla. It's Zion. What's up? Holla and you, my friend. Traders have gumption and traders stay late. That's right. You got to have something. We have it right now, man. We're on something these last couple days. NVIDIA has been fantastic. I want to thank everybody for joining. It's been a blast. I have some sad news for y'all. Shout out to Tammy. Hey, another drink. Oh, I said I would do the super chats. I don't actually have sad news. Let me just do this real quick. Shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. Tisha Perkins. I do have sad news. I'm not burying the lead, right? By the way, we've had zero training on anything that we're doing here. We're just going. Tisha, Hamptons, Jack, Corey, Spamby. What's up, Spamby? I haven't seen it before. Kanon, what's up? Steve-O. Steve-O slots. Yeah, don't lose too much on those slots. Pulkishin. What's up, Pulkishin? Michelle Hebert, Nicole Harris, Nick Dubs, Wealthy Brandon. Them is Stokels. That's wrong. Brian, Altman, and Jorge. What's up, Jorge? Right there. Okay. I don't even remember what I was going to say now. I said I had some bad. Oh, yeah. The bad news. You have the podcasting. Hit it. Tomorrow, unfortunately, I'm at my daughter's tournament on Friday because honestly, man, I only do this for her and for my family and for you guys and for myself. I do it for a lot of people, actually. I'm gone on Friday, so the podcast goes tomorrow. Unfortunately, no market recap show tomorrow. Boo-hoo. Neil will be doing it on Friday. Yay. I'll be back on Monday. Not. It's MLK Day. We got a long weekend, guys. Celebrate that, man. That'll be fun. Bitcoin's all the rage. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow's podcast day. Listen for that on Saturday. Man, I'm exhausted, and I'm looking forward to going to practice. My daughter means so much to me. What she does at that hockey is just absolutely amazing. I'm going to start feeling ways. What's up, D. Westermeyer? I'm Sean Katina. Thank you, Ramin. You're the best. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Ciao.